months.
For the first time since November, the 7-day average for U.S. COVID-19 cases has fallen below 90,000. Data from Johns Hopkins University shows that at the beginning of the week, the 7-day average was more than 87,000 cases. Experts attribute the trend to increased vaccinations, lower testing rates, and seasonal patterns the virus follows.
If you were planning on getting your vaccine today, you'll have to wait when you can get that shot coming up in a couple minutes.
Plus, at odds over student loans, the president will not wipe out $50,000 in college debt, but new at 6, what he says he will consider to help you make ends meet.
And working from home, changing your tax bill. In our next hour, what to know about working remotely before you file for your 2020 taxes as we work to help you make ends meet this morning.
Give yourself some time as you're gathering the kids to hit the road. We are still dealing with a little bit of rain. Matt Devitt's in next, going neighborhood by neighborhood.
92.5 Fox News. Right, all along.
People say they don't like going to the dentist, but what they mean is they don't like the discomfort. Dr. Alan Rembos at smilesbyrembos.com understands. Dr. Rembos uses computerized anesthetic delivery, resulting in 50% fewer injections. And Dr. Rembos places and restores implants, eliminating delays, additional costs, and no running around. New patients and emergencies usually seen within 24 hours. Cosmetic treatment often completed in 1 to 2 weeks. Read the reviews at smilesbyrembos.com. Offices in Marco, Naples, Sanibel, and Fort Myers.
Happy Valentine's sale. This is Marty.
Chevy buyers are kissing your deals goodbye, Marty.
No, they're not.
Yeah, everybody's hooking up with Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Okay,
it's like a marriage made in Detroit.
I think they're made in Warren, Michigan.
Okay, wherever. Point is, Victory Lane Chevy has fantastic deals during their Sweetheart Savings Event. 500 to choose. It's love at first sight, Marty.
Hey, stop, would you?
Everybody finds their perfect match.
Just stop.
On hundreds of Victory Lane Silverados and Equinoxes. That's plural for Equinox, right?
Who knows?
Or is it Equini? During Victory Lane Chevrolet's Sweetheart Savings Event, fall in love with a new Chevy today. Kiss your old trade goodbye. And say hello to new 2021 Chevy Silverados, just $375 a month with 0 down. New 2021 Traverse, just $389 a month, 0 down. And you'll never be brokenhearted with our goal of 100% credit approvals. We'll see you at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads. Stock number SC1148 and E1006. 39-month lease, 10K miles per year. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers for current lessees with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 2/28/2021.
What's that switch in your kitchen do?
Nothing. Flick it on, off, nothing happens.
Weird.
Now, if it would turn on the overhead fan, that would be cool. Can't get that to work either.
Frustrating.
You know, this is what's wrong with humanity. We think we got it all figured out, but we don't even know what the switch is supposed to do.
Dave.
Think we can build a spaceship that takes us to Mars when we can't even get a switch to work?
Hey, Dave.
I swear, we're never gonna leave this solar system. We'll be stuck on this planet forever until we all go extinct.
Dave, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Well, I make a call, someone comes and connects that switch to something, like maybe that overhead fan.
That's best?
Well, sure, but...
That's Best. Best Home Services. They have 4 electricians and 4 trucks right now waiting for your call. They'd have that switch looked after in no time.
Well, I feel a bit silly now.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
So maybe
we can go to Mars.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 6 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
A dog shot.
We could all get a shot by the summer. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
The ability to continue to spread the disease is going to diminish considerably because of what they call herd immunity.
President Biden at a CNN town hall in Milwaukee optimistic about ramping up coronavirus vaccinations.
By the end of July, there would be 600 million doses available, enough for all Americans, and a return to normalcy by Christmas.
I mean, there was nothing in the refrigerator, figuratively and literally. 10 million doses a day that were available. We've upped that in the first 3 weeks that we were in office.
But, of course, he got the vaccine himself when President Trump was still in office.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. For the 5th day in a row, the number of new COVID cases in the U.S. was below 100,000. That's 9 days out of the last 10, a trend not seen since October. The president also said he wants a majority of schools open, kindergarten through 8th grade, and more than just 1 day a week, as the White House recently had said.
It was a mistake in the communication.
Former President Trump has taken aim at the Senate's Republican leader, Mitch McConnell, who said after the impeachment acquittal, Trump was morally responsible for inciting the Capitol attack. Well, the former president's statement calls McConnell
a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack, and if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. The president went on to say he will never do what needs to be done or what is right for our country.
That's Fox's Mike Emanuel. The former president also said he plans to back primary challengers to some Republican lawmakers still pushing his MAGA and America First themes. Just what Texas doesn't need.
Another round, unfortunately, of snow and ice across the southern plains, areas that really can't handle more winter weather.
Fox meteorologist Janice Dean, storm warning stretch from Texas to Virginia. The snow and ice and cold blamed for 20 deaths across the country. And in Texas, millions lost power and heat. The governor's calling for an investigation into the state's energy grid. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Johnston Spinal Care, the leader in spinal decompression. Find them online at 596back.com.
Wink News traffic.
A disabled vehicle in Gateway is slowing traffic heading southbound. This is at Gateway Boulevard in Town Lake. If you're heading towards the Daniels extension, a little slower than usual. However, the Daniels extension still looks great if you're heading to I-75. We're very busy on the interstate just near Corkscrew Road if you're making that southbound commute. No surprise there. Still seeing those wet roadways around Lee County as well. As you are commuting, make sure to really watch that following distance. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s. Highs in the 70s. And then into next week, some pretty quiet weather. Upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed. Mornings with Drew Steele. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Presented by Rocket Mortgage. Need to know what it takes for a home loan to fit your budget and your family? Rocket can.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Are you ready to embark on your healthcare journey? At Millennium Physician Group, we want you, our patient, to be in good health always. That's why we created our Destination Health New Patient Program. It's all about partnering with your primary care provider to achieve the best healthcare outcome for you. Now, are you ready for the journey of your life? Connect with Millennium Physician Group and be on your way to Destination Health. Call 844-CALL-MPG. 844-CALL-MPG, millenniumphysician.com.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live if you want to watch. DrewSteele.com, DREWSTEELE.com. And we're also on YouTube and Facebook. If you want to go there, that's fine. YouTube, well, go to Facebook, facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio. I don't know if we can go to either place right now. I'm not sure how these streams are working. I know that Jake was mentioning that we had a little bit of an issue with one of the shows. We've had an issue with a couple of them. You know, tech is being techie. They do what they do. But DrewSteele.com. Just go to the website. It's mobile friendly. You can go watch there for the time being. That is good. Working on all kinds of alternatives. You know, you gotta move and shift. You're like the shifting sands. They go one way, you go. They zig, you zag. It's like a football reference. All right. Coming up this morning, we figured out exactly what Joe Biden's presidential strategy is when he conducts a town hall on CNN. It's lie. That's basically the strategy is just flat out lie. It was lie after lie after lie. Now, if you don't believe me, we'll play the audio and we'll explain just so if people say to you, boy, that Joe Biden, he's, does he know where he is? Is he, you ever talk to somebody and as you're having a conversation with them, bless their heart, and you're having a conversation and as you're having the conversation, you're just sort of like finishing the sentence for them in your head and you're just waiting for them to say what they're trying to go ahead and say, okay. And you're just kind of, it's that kind of feeling you get with Joe Biden when you never know what he's going to say. I think that he never knows what he's going to say. And then when he says it and then you repeat it back to him, it's a lie that he said what he said when he wasn't sure what he was saying. But then when he said it, you have to say, hey, you said it. I didn't say it. They didn't say it. The media is saying I didn't say it. So why would you say I said it? I didn't say it. Hey, who are you again? Yeah, so we'll play that audio coming up. Also, Jake's laughing because he's like, yeah, that was pretty much the way it was. Then the other thing we're going to talk about this morning is we have, is it irrefutable? Is that a good way? Irrefutable evidence to show once and for all. Here it is, 2022. The governor's race in the state of Florida is, as the kids like to say, in full effect. And Nikki Fried is running for the governor and using what appears to be, is she using like our tax dollars? If you're someone who works as the agriculture secretary, commissioner in the state of Florida, if you're the agriculture commissioner in the state of Florida, I'm trying to think of who pays your paychecks there. And if you were to put something out that would be like an ad talking down about the governor and his COVID policies as the agriculture commissioner, hey, is that okay? Is that all right with you? Because that's exactly what happened. And I'll play the audio and you'll get to hear and you'll see for yourself and hear for yourself that the race is on. Nikki Fried's going to run for governor. She's going to run against Governor DeSantis. She's already setting it up. I have no idea if the Democrat Party is backing her on this. I don't know if they're looking at her as the person who can beat the governor. But, you know, it's Democrats are a mess in the state of Florida anyway. So we're going to get to all of that. It's to me, it is something that is so outrageous that when we have a situation in the state where you have someone who is part of the cabinet, somebody who's part of Tallahassee government, who is trying to do what's best for the state. And you see the positive things that are happening with a governor in the state of Florida. You really can't deny it, although politics will force you to deny it. That you would say things and do things so negative against who you're trying to work with. It just shows you that if you're trying to find middle ground here and saying, You bring in Democrats. If you're a Republican governor, you want to bring in Democrats because you want a diversity of ideas and thoughts, and you want to be able to work together. They don't work together. They have no interest in working with you. None. Zero. Zilch. It's just the way it is. And, we are more polarized than ever, and we also have to recognize what is and is not right now and where the battle is. All right, Joe Biden. Joe Biden's not sure. Well, I guess, look, here's the good news. I'm pretty confident that Joe Biden knew exactly where he was last night in the CNN studios in Milwaukee because it said CNN all over the place. So, at least he's looking around. If he just looked up, he would see CNN and he'd be like, okay, that's where I am. All right, some of the lies that Joe Biden told yesterday. Wow. Some of the places that he went. Whoa. Here's one interesting place that he went. Did you know that it's police, former military? If you are someone who's a police officer or former military, maybe you're a family member of somebody who's a police officer or former military. Do you know you're the biggest problem when it comes to white supremacy? That you are part of the impact that white supremacy is having right now in this country? Oh no. Well, hey, listen, let's hear how Joe Biden put this yesterday in the town hall. Here you go. Here's a little question that was asked by Joel Berkowitz, the professor at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. So a big lib. Here we go.
Capitol on January 6th, and on our democracy more broadly by your predecessor and his followers.
Okay, so predecessor and his followers. So they mentioned talking about the attack on the Capitol January 6th. And you see how it goes. The attack was done by the former president of the United States, the predecessor, and his followers. So we just keep this going. We keep this narrative going. No big deal. Never questioned. There's a big lib professor there at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, and he's asking Joe Biden, about all of this and the issues of January 6th.
While I appreciate efforts being made to bring them to justice, I worry about ongoing threats to our country from Americans who embrace white supremacy.
Okay, stop. Bring who to justice? Bring the rioters to justice? We are, right? We're doing that. Are you talking about bringing the former president to justice? Is that what you're suggesting? Yeah, this narrative is going to continue. Boy, this kind of love affair with this whole thing with Donald Trump does not go away. The Democrats are just like, I can't leave you. You can't leave me. I need you. I need you so bad. Okay, I got to stop that. Feels like it, doesn't it, sometimes? All right. Sorry. Here we go.
And conspiracies that align with it. What can your administration do to address this complex and wide-ranging problem?
How are we going to do this? Conspiracies, conspiracy theorists. Donald Trump is a big problem. We got to convict this guy. And his followers. That's you, people that voted for him. Okay, what do we do?
It's complex, it's wide-ranging, and it's real. I got involved in politics to begin with because of civil rights and opposition to white supremacists, the Ku Klux Klan, and the most dangerous people in America continue to exist.
Is that true? Is that true? Is that why he got into politics? I mean, I didn't know that. I had no idea that the reason why Joe Biden got involved in politics was opposition to white supremacists and the Ku Klux Klan. I didn't know that. That's news to me.
It's the greatest threat to terror in America, domestic terror. And so I would make sure that my Justice Department and the Civil Rights Division is focused heavily on those very folks, and I would make sure that we, in fact, focus on how to deal with the rise of white supremacy. And you see what's happening in the study.
What happened there? I lost him. Oh, okay. Well, that's not good. All right, I got it. My internet just went down. All right, let's see if we can find this once again. That was very bizarre. All right. Nope. I have no idea where it went. All right. Well, he was talking about Civil Rights Division focused heavily in the Justice Department on these very folks talking about white supremacy. Now, the thing is, in reality, when people are talking about white supremacy on the left, who are they talking about? They're talking about you. They've already made it a point to bring out in every news organization, every legacy media organization across the country is trying to make it seem like and is trying to make you feel like that because you voted for Donald Trump as president of the United States, that somehow you're a white supremacist. That's the whole point here. When they're talking about going after white supremacy, they're not talking about white supremacy in and of itself and how prevalent it is or is not in this country to the degree that they say that it is. No, it's about you are a white supremacist because they have deemed you as such And so we have a right to take the Justice Department, Civil Rights Division, and figure out ways to go after you. You think I'm making all of this up? I'm not. All right, we got him?
That we, in fact, focus on how to deal with the rise of white supremacy. And you see what's happening, the studies that are beginning to be done, maybe at your university as well, about the impact of former military, former police officers on the growth of white supremacy in some of these groups.
Excuse me? So Joe Biden's suggestion at the town hall yesterday, CNN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, is that there's an impact of former military and former police officers on the growth of white supremacy. Really? Is that right? Could it be any more outrageous a statement? So there you go. So Joe Biden laying down the foundation for people to believe that it's military and police that are causing the rise in white supremacy. We'll just put that out there. And of course, you know how the legacy media is doing it and how CNN and others are doing it. They're not giving the president any pushback. They're not asking more questions about this. They're not even investigating anything that he just said. No, we're just going to run with it. So there you go. So that's the first thing that Joe Biden comes out of the gate with. That's interesting, is it not? Maybe I'm missing something. 239-479-5592. How about, all right, let's see if we got, here's another nugget. Let's take this one and see what Joe Biden thinks about, I don't know. Let's talk about, China. Asked about China and Xi and conversations about what's going on there in China and the policies of the former president and now what you're going to do about China and these growing threats and the issues there that are happening with China. And Joe Biden says,
Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China.
I think if I believe anybody who knows a whole lot about China, I would believe it's China Joe, right? I mean, if you got to admit, if China Joe is saying anything about historical references to what China is and has been in the past, I'm running with it. I'm trusting that Joe knows a lot more about China than you. Just saying.
And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in western mountains of China, and Taiwan trying to end the one China policy by making it forceful. I said, and by the way, he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms at each country, and their leaders are expected to follow.
There are different norms? Culturally, there are different norms that leaders are expected to follow? He's not going to speak out about what's happening in Hong Kong and the crushing of speech and the crushing of what's happening with the markets and business and doing things that they said that they weren't going to do. The Uyghurs, concentration camps. I mean, the horrific things that we're hearing about that are happening with the Uyghurs there, and there's cultural norms, and he understands that. It's just, I'm sure that today we'll try to hear or find out more about this. I'm sure there will be some kind of pushback against those statements. I'm sure that there will be people in the legacy media that will want answers to that, how you can possibly think that that's okay. That's a cultural norm, and he's not going to go anywhere near that, and we're not going to talk about it. So basically what he's saying is, China, look, you do what you do you, and don't you worry about it. You don't have any problems here. And globally, nobody's going to say anything about what it is that you're doing and some of the horrific human rights violations that are going on right now in the country. We won't say anything. Is that what you're suggesting? Apparently. But no problem. Listen, 762 million people voted for Joe Biden for president of the United States, knowing full well the China Joe history and knowing Hunter Biden and everything else. No problem with it. Everything is cool. We got you. We're so happy you're here. All right, let's take a break. And when we come back, we'll play more audio of Joe Biden and some of the lies. Hey, if you're wondering when he believes that COVID is going away, when we're finally going to get to some sense of normalcy, oh, you're going to like this. You might have to wait a little while. You might want to have custom-made masks well into the future. And, the whole Christmas social distancing or getting together during Christmas, you might want to put a hold on that for a while. Yeah, we'll get to those comments as well. All right, drewsteele.com if you want to watch this very program. We appreciate it. And if you want to go to Facebook, as many people have, facebook.com/DrewSteele Radio. That's fine. All right, Sabrina Katz right now with your traffic.
Slowdowns in Cape Coral on Gleason heading west to Skyline. Also delays on Oasis heading north to Gleason Parkway. Making the northbound commute the fastest option right now is Surfside. Very smooth commute over both bridges if you're heading into Fort Myers. There is a disabled vehicle in Fort Myers on Gateway Boulevard and Town Lake Drive. This is causing a southbound delay on Gateway heading towards Daniels Parkway. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty rain passes by, but not for all of your Wednesday. Mixture of clouds and sunshine. Best chance of rain by the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate, with highs on the warm side into the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Getting it right every day. 92.5 Fox News.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions Incorporated, providing organic and botanical pest control solutions since 2011.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
On Wall Street Tuesday, a mixed bag with the Dow up 64 points, the S&P off by 2, the Nasdaq off by about 48. The pandemic's been devastating air travel. The Fed say last year 368 million passengers flew on U.S.-based airlines. That was down more than 60% from the year before. A major food producer ready to shake up its marketing strategy.
General Mills is about to reinvent itself, focusing on cereal, pet food, ice cream, snack bars, and Mexican food. Those products made up nearly half of its sales last year. General Mills also wants to create new solutions to its customers' problems and wants to be a force for good by, among other things, regenerating the planet and advancing inclusion. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
President Biden says he will defeat the NRA, and now the NRA is fighting back. All this week, Newsmax TV's Stinchfield tells the real story about Biden and the NRA. Watch Stinchfield at 8 p.m. Eastern on Newsmax TV. It's on all major cable systems. Check your guide or call them. Tell them you want Newsmax. And download the free Newsmax app on your smartphone or smart TV and watch us now. 30 million Americans watch Newsmax.
This is Lois. At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
We are rainfall experts. More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I'm too busy.
We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
We weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
On the next Drew Barrymore show, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
You love to salsa dance?
I have a big butt, so I had to figure out something to do with it.
Your husband, this is your third series together?
I actually got to murder him, which was kind of crazy.
Plus, this principal started driving the bus in order to help students get home. We have a little surprise for you.
Thank you so much.
All new Drew.
Drew, today at 3 on Wink.
Hi, this is John Lawrence with CGU Homes, residential home builder in Southwest Florida. Born and raised right here in Naples and part of the building industry for over 2 decades, I've been fortunate enough to witness firsthand incredible growth within our community. Here at CGU Homes, we understand that a real estate investment in Southwest Florida is an investment into your future. Naples is booming, and with a limited inventory and an exceptional level of demand, now is the right time to build new or renovate your existing home. Our team at CGU Homes will make the building process enjoyable and seamless, from offering free pre-construction services to building genuine relationships that last a lifetime. We are proud of our reputation that is built on a foundation of trust and reliability. When you're ready to start your lifelong memories with a new build or a remodel of your existing home, please visit us online at cguhomes.com. That's cguhomes.com. And God bless the USA.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at gooddealsappliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Did you realise there's a lockdown?
Can't wait for some of these snacks. These are going to be good at.
Did you see that video? So in Melbourne, Australia, they did, because they've got the vid at bay, in Australia. They do all these lockdowns, and it's like, this is a miracle. Look at this. It's gone. I can't believe it. It's what? Oh, it's back again. Hey, let's lock up everybody. And then they keep it at bay by having everybody locked down, so you're not allowed to leave your house and do all that. And then they come back out again. Okay, so a guy in Melbourne is just like, all right, 5 days, this is enough. So he goes out and he's grilling outside. And so the news finds him and says, hey, don't you realize we got a lockdown going on? And the guy's like, yeah, I can't wait until these steaks are done, and smacks the microphone out of the stick that the guy is holding. The microphone goes flying. It's like, yes, that's what we think about your lockdowns.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Good morning, Southwest Florida. I'm Alan with Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions. My 6 years of service to my country taught me a lot about integrity, trust, and getting the job done and getting it done right. I have integrated much of my Army training into the business. And I mean integrated. I'm actually standing here recording in my fatigues. I understand that it may seem that there are more pest control companies than bugs, but our company is very different. A lot of pest control companies are what we call spray jockeys. You see bugs, and they just come and spray. You see more bugs, so they spray more. My team's approach consists of understanding what's causing the bugs to come in. Sometimes it's something as simple as caulking or patching holes. Spraying is not always the answer. If you're tired of the spray jockeys and want real pest control solutions, call us, Sargent's Integrated Pest Solutions, today at 595-4867. That's 595-4867. Now serving Marco, Naples, Bonita, and Estero.
At Mr. Sparky, we're America's on-time electrician. The electrical panel is the heart of your home's electrical system. Malfunctions can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk or in the dark altogether. So trust our teams at Mr. Sparky to get it done right and get it done safely. Call now for $200 off a panel replacement.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Limitations and restrictions may apply. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish, forsaking all others?
I do.
I do. And now, by the power vested in me, I now pronounce you roommates. Go forth.
That's not the vow you took. But if struggles with CPAP have you and your spouse sleeping in separate rooms, it might be time to look into Inspire. Inspire works inside the body with just the click click of a remote. That's right, just a button. No mask, no hose, just sleep. Inspire. Sleep apnea innovation.
Talk to your doctor to see if Inspire is right for you. Review important safety information at inspiresleep.com.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. President Biden pushes his COVID relief bill in Milwaukee and offers hope about COVID vaccines at a CNN town hall.
By the end of July, we'll have over 600 million doses, enough to vaccinate every single American.
He also said he's working on getting a majority of elementary schools open again by the end of his first 100 days in office, and spoke out on his nearly $2 trillion coronavirus relief package proposal.
Fox's Jill Nato, and we're learning more about fatalities from the record-breaking cold that's paralyzed much of the South. In Texas, where millions are still without power, 4 family members died in a house fire while using a fireplace to stay warm.
Texas Governor Greg Abbott is ordering an investigation into the power failures plaguing his state, writing, quote, "The Electric Reliability Council of Texas has been anything but reliable."
Fox's Mark Meredith. America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Slowdowns in Cape Coral on Gleason heading west to Skyline. Also delays on Oasis heading north to Gleason Parkway. Making the northbound commute the fastest option right now is Surfside. Very smooth commute over both bridges if you're heading into Fort Myers. There is a disabled vehicle in Fort Myers on Gateway Boulevard and Town Lake Drive. This is causing a southbound delay on Gateway heading towards Daniels Parkway. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s, highs in the 70s, and then into next week, some pretty quiet weather, upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling tip of the day. There's only one Kobe Cooling in Southwest Florida with our 100% NATE certified mechanic team. There's a couple of firms with similar names, but don't be fooled. There's only one Kobe Cooling. Voted the best AC contractor year after year in the news press polls, and the only firm with a 100% NATE certified mechanic team to give you the best possible mechanics that'll take care of your air conditioning needs. Kobe Cooling, the one and the only and the best AC company in Southwest Florida. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949. License CACO 57313. Call us at 239-482-1542.
Happy Valentine's sale. This is Marty.
Chevy buyers are kissing your deals goodbye, Marty.
No, they're not.
Yeah, everybody's hooking up with Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Okay,
it's like a marriage made in Detroit.
I think they're made in Warren, Michigan.
Okay, wherever. Point is, Victory Lane Chevy has fantastic deals during their Sweetheart Savings Event. 500 to choose. It's love at first sight, Marty.
Hey, stop, would you?
Everybody finds their perfect match.
Just stop.
On hundreds of Victory Lane Silverados and Equinoxes. That's plural for Equinox, right?
Who knows?
Or is it Equini? During Victory Lane Chevrolet's Sweetheart Savings Event, fall in love with a new Chevy today. Kiss your old trade goodbye. And say hello to new 2021 Chevy Silverados. Just $375 a month with zero down. New 2021 Traverse, just $389 a month, zero down. And you'll never be brokenhearted with our goal of 100% credit approvals. We'll see you at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads. Stock number SC1148 and E1006. 39-month lease, 10K miles per year. Taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers for current lessees with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 2/28/2021.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. When I was born, I got lucky. A gift, if you will. My early life was really hard for many reasons. But at the time, it really didn't seem all that hard. I had a close relationship with my brothers and sister and loads of friends. Those days of desperation and poverty led me to my job today, representing the people, not the powerful. But my job is really not a job because I never considered it work. In many ways, it's more like a public service. Now, as I age, I get to look back at all the cases and all the people and all the trials. And the best part is when I get to see you all out and about. When I pray before I sleep, I thank God for the gift I received at birth, the genuine love I have for people, all people. Maybe that's why my work never seemed like work to me. When I was born, I got lucky. I got to meet all of you. Morgan & Morgan, forthepeople.com. Dial pound law on your cell.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
This is Lois. At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
We are rainfall experts. More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now. Sorry, I'm too busy. We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
We weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel. Drop on by.
Emergency 911.
Because we're beating the winter blues.
Get them blues.
With a spicy chicken dinner inspired by a trip to Morocco.
Yum, yum, yum.
Tips to feeling better by sleeping better.
Check these out.
Wow.
And a little retail therapy. Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
True relief for back and neck pain. Are you driving down the road right now with back or neck pain or pain into your arms or legs? Maybe your struggle is getting out of your bed or chair. Maybe you get weakness when you put weight on your leg or swing your golf club. It's time you address this problem once and for all. At Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, these are the conditions that we treat every day, except we treat the root of the problem. No injections or pain meds. Non-surgical spinal decompression, recognized around the country for incredible statistical results for long-term pain relief. Break the cycle of pain from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, arthritis, or car accidents. Non-surgical spinal decompression can get your life back. Spinal decompression is safe and comfortable for any age and doesn't involve any hanging upside down. Don't hurt anymore when the answer is only a phone call away. Call our Medicare-friendly office, Johnston Spinal Care, for a free telephone consultation. 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. DrewSteele.com, the website if you want to watch, streaming live on your phone, on your mobile device. We made it mobile friendly. It's just a basic, simple site. You'll see you can watch. Also, you can watch on your computer at the website, and you can go to Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio for the time being. We're going to get to your calls coming up. Don't forget 750 Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you were in a PhD. And a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. Easy for me to say. That is at the shops at Vanderbilt, a new location in Naples. A great barbecue for you. $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog. So look forward to that just for playing. So that's going to be coming up. I think that Larry Kudlow is a little bit upset because Larry Kudlow, I don't know if you heard this. Did you hear this on Fox? So Larry Kudlow has, I guess he's got a new Fox Business show after leaving the White House. And a lot of people are abuzz about what, of course, he had done helping and being part of the National Economic Council for President Trump, and obviously guiding different directions for the economy and what we were able to see with jobs and economic growth. And Larry Kudlow was getting ready to make a Fox appearance yesterday to talk about some of the news of the day. And one of the stories that was popping up was about the Axios story where the vice president, Kamala Harris, was saying that they had no plan. We walked in and they had to start from scratch. And Larry Kudlow is a little bit upset, as you might hear in this little snippet as they're getting ready to go to break. There's a hot mic. Hot mic, Jake. You know what a hot mic means.
Questions over the probe into the origins of this global pandemic. Plus this.
In many ways, we're starting from scratch.
on something that's been raging for almost an entire year.
That was President Kamala Harris making false claims about the administration.
So Larry Kudlow's on an open mic, and he's like, BS, BS, BS. And yeah, he did a lot of that on the open mic, and I put the beeps in there. They didn't. That went over live on a hot mic. Yeah, he was upset, certainly. What was he upset about? You probably heard this from Axios and Kamala Harris and Joe Biden as well. And even yesterday at the CNN town hall that Joe Biden knew he was at, because on the stage it said CNN all over the place, so he can identify his location. But it was pretty funny how Kamala Harris on with Axios and how they were talking about the no strategy. It was just they had no idea what they were doing coming into the White House on January 20th, and what do we do about vaccines, COVID? What's going on? Axios, left leaning. Okay, that's all you need to know. Asking the question:
what are you finding is harder about the pandemic? Like, how are you finding the hole is deeper?
I mean, the challenge, Mike, is what I explained to the mayors. There was no stockpile, right?
Wait, stop. There was no stockpile. There was no, when you got into office, there was no stockpile. By the time you were in office, I think there were 13 million people vaccinated. Joe Biden, I think, had both of his. Didn't he have both of his shots before they got into office? And no stock. There was no stockpile. No.
In many ways,
no stockpile
of vaccines, right?
No, no, I don't think that's true at all. Operation Warp Speed, there were plenty of vaccines out there, and they were being distributed. No.
So we're looking at this. There was no national strategy or plan for vaccinations. We were leaving it to the states and local leaders to try and figure it out. And so, in many ways, we're starting from scratch.
Yeah, no, okay, so that's where he started the BS, Larry Kudlow, starting from scratch. Nobody has indicated anything like they were starting from scratch. As a matter of fact, I'm trying to figure out how you could possibly have a vice president say that you're starting from scratch when you, as a matter of fact, know that the first dose of the Pfizer vaccine was given on December 14th. The first dose of Moderna was given on December 22nd. I think, didn't he even say the same thing at the town hall there?
And the biggest thing, though, as you remember, when you and I shouldn't say it that way, as you remember, but when you and I talked last, we talked about, it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
But how could you say you didn't have a vaccine when you came into office? And how do you sit there, CNN, and how does Anderson Cooper sit there and go, yeah, he's right? It's not true. It's a flat out lie. See, that's the strategy. The Biden strategy at town halls now is just lie. You can do it. It's cool. You can do it because the legacy media and CNN, they're all there to help you. They don't question you. They don't push back. 2 days after Biden took office, there was even a Bloomberg News report that the U.S. was almost already on track to meet Joe Biden's goal of 100 million vaccinations in 100 days. It was there. They had everything. How could you say this? Joe Biden got his second dose of the COVID vaccine on January 11th. That was 9 days before he entered the White House. There were people on the left that were like, oh, no. It was a verbal stumble. That's all it was. It was just a typical Biden gaffe. He just wasn't sure what he was. Listen, they lie. They lie because they can. It's like, how do you do that? That's how you do it, when you have a legacy media who allows you to do it and doesn't push back. It's amazing. And then we have the same situation going on here in the state of Florida, where there are people who are trying to make the case, this imaginary case, that we here in the state of Florida somehow are worse off than anywhere else in the country, and that if you continue to tell the lie long enough, if you continue to gaslight this whole thing and continue to pressure people and push back on people that would say, no, you got vaccinated on January 11th. You had your second shot. There were plenty of vaccines that were out there. Operation Warp Speed, there was plenty in the pipeline. And of course, Kamala Harris, of course, the states were the ones that were involved in distribution. We all know that we got the vaccine, early on. There were so many that were out and ready to go. And then we took what we had and then we started to distribute. Are you making the suggestion that it would have been better if the federal government were doing it? How many people? Raise your hand unless you're driving 10 and 2 or 9 and 3 or however you still hold your steering wheel. Maybe some people, actually, if you're Jake, you have an elbow on the left on there and you use only your thumb and your index finger to hold the steering wheel. Actually, it's more like the elbows outside of the window. He's got that lean going on. How many of you believe that if the federal government strictly without the help of states at all were the ones to take care of the distribution of the vaccine, how many of you think it would have been a great thing? How many believe that the federal government can do anything and everything better than everybody else? Anyone? Anybody driving around Southwest Florida and questioning how long those pylons are going to be sitting up in certain areas of the roads? I'm just saying, I know that's not the federal government. I know, but I'm trying to say that there are, in governments, large and small, and bureaucracies, you'd rather be closer to the people than have the federal. How about that? We'll put it that way. All right, that's fair. How about this? When we talk about bureaucracies and distribution of vaccines and the like, how about we all agree that we want to do things that are closer to the people, closer to communities, than to have bureaucracies that are in Washington, D.C. that have no clue of who we are, our demographics, or don't care to think about our demographics, especially when they start talking about lies about how awful Florida is compared to New York. I bring all of this up because you have a Democrat here in the state of Florida who has been leading the state's pandemic response. Jared Moskowitz, he's leaving. He's retiring as the director of the Florida Division of Emergency Management. He's held this position since DeSantis appointed him in January of 2019. And his outgoing remarks were very telling about what's going on here in the state of Florida. What he did was he defended the governor and he defended what's happening in the state and our pandemic response, and then contrasting it with New York and saying, look, you Democrats, you continue to praise New York as if it's the end all be all and how great it is and how awful the state of Florida is. Don't do that. He wrote an article in Politico. When he was leaving, he talked about it this way. The first part of it is questionable, but it's interesting. Listen to this. This is the Democrat, outgoing Florida Department, a Division of Emergency Management head, the director, Democrat, appointed by the governor in 2019, who says, quote, you may see a conspiracy theory that you want it to be true. You believe it to be true. You forward it to try to make it be true. But that doesn't make it true. Now, he's exactly right. Now, the second part of it is he says that we've seen this, quite frankly, within the last 4 years with the previous administration. Okay, whatever. I'm putting that aside. He's a Democrat. He's got to say something like that, right? He's talking to Politico. But Democrats should not be so naive to think that they don't accidentally participate in things like that. He's a little wrong. He's a little naive there if he really thinks it's accidentally participating. The left in this country, Democrats, purposefully do it. But let's run with him on this. He says, quote, for instance, when they forward things around that falsely claim Florida has more deaths than New York when it comes to coronavirus, it's just not supported by the data. And in fact, for all the stuff about how Florida was not being transparent, it's not Florida that's in the national news. It's New York that's in the national news. And it was New York that had to cover up for the last 6 months and hid 50% of the nursing home deaths. We would never have gotten away with that for 15 days in Florida, let alone 6 months. After Andrew Cuomo is getting backlash finally from Republican and Democrat lawmakers in the state, aides admitting that the administration hid the true impact of COVID-19 on state nursing homes to avoid a federal investigation. I make this point because just as there is the president and vice president right now that are willing to just flat out lie to the American people because they know that they have a willing legacy media that's going to run with them and not push back and not question it, and maybe even give them a chance to get a soundbite out of Axios or CNN that they'll be able to grab in and of itself and say, see, he said this. Because Joe Biden's good at that. He's good at saying two different things in the same conversation, in basically one sentence. But they know that they can get away with it. But you can only get away with it for so long. And, thank God we have other places, other ways to get news and information other than the legacy media, even in the local, state, and national level, that there are other places and sources that you can go to look to find and get the truth because you're not going to get it from them. And you have a Democrat who's going, don't do it. Just don't do it. You're making a big mistake. If you're going to continue to put out these lies, there were no vaccines. We had no vaccines. Joe Biden, I mean, how outrageous a statement is this, everybody?
And the biggest thing, though, as you remember, when you and I shouldn't say it that way, as you remember, but when you and I talked last, we talked about, it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
They didn't have a vaccine when they came into office? I mean, it's so obvious that if you are a legitimate journalist, you stop it. Bip, 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 bip. Wait, hold on. I stop you right there. What do you mean there was no vaccine when you came into office? You were vaccinated on January 11th twice. That was your second vaccine. 13.5 million people were vaccinated by the time he took off. Well, what are you talking about? So again, it's calling out the media and even Larry Kudlow on his open mic with the BS. With what Kamala Harris said to Axios. It's very important that as we move forward into 2022, we're going to talk about the former President Trump had some things to say about Mitch McConnell and the party, and man, was he spot on to remember that one of the things we are going to have to do confidently moving forward, is to tuck away what is the truth and is the lies and know that there is a media that is going to want to perpetuate the lies that are being talked about by Democrats, and that we have other places to go where we can get to the truth and be able to fight them with the facts, because then they lose. And pushing back, which we do, civilly pushing back, may I remind everybody. All right, 239-479-5592. You want to watch? DrewSteele.com is the website. You could watch right now if you would like. It's mobile friendly, good for your phone, good for your mobile device, good for your computer, and YouTube and Facebook both at Drew Steele Radio. It's Daybreak 92.5, Fox News, right all along.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Rush Limbaugh. Guadalupe Garcia de Rios was arrested when authorities raided her Arizona workplace. She had used false identity documents. She later pled guilty to criminal impersonation, which is a felony. For months, she was held at a detention facility and then released. She was ordered to check in with ICE twice a year. This continued all through the Obama years. But during her latest ICE check-in, something different happened. She was detained. Last week, she was put in a van to be deported to her native Mexico. A local pro-illegal immigrant group got wind of the plan, and about 200 people showed up to protest. They banged on drums, they raised flags, they shouted "No papers, no fear," and let her go, set her free. Protesters surrounded the van carrying Ms. de Rios for several hours. One guy tied himself to a van tire. 7 protesters were arrested, and all of this was for naught. The protest group director broke it to the crowd. She has been deported. He called her one of the first victims of President Trump. ICE officials later confirmed Ms. de Rios had been removed to Mexico. But she's not a Trump victim. In fact, she's not a victim at all. Suddenly, and for a change, U.S. law is being followed. Ms. de Rios victimized herself years ago when she broke that law, and she was finally held accountable. Big whoop.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/news. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
You probably know Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano for car accidents and other personal injury matters. But did you know they have attorneys who specialize in many other areas of the law? Whether you're in need of creating or updating your will and testament, or need advice about divorce or child custody, they have an attorney for you. And unlike the all-too-familiar competitors, at Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, you'll be meeting directly with the attorney handling your matter, not some coordinator or case manager looking to increase their numbers. Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano. They've been serving you for over 35 years. Have a family law question? Are you seeking a divorce or have child custody issues you need resolved? Do you need assistance with dividing property? At Lusk, Dre Sites, and Talisano, their attorneys can walk you through this difficult process as the needed advocate to protect your legal rights. They've been here for you in the past, they're here today, and will be here for you tomorrow. LDTlaw.com. Offices Cape Coral, Fort Myers, Naples.
Tee off for a great day of golf at Coral Oaks Golf Course in Cape Coral. Enjoy excellent playing conditions, GPS golf carts, and a weekend special to play 18 holes for just $60 on Saturdays and Sundays after 11 a.m. Coral Oaks all-inclusive golf schools are also back for season with several sessions offered through April. Book tee times up to 7 days in advance at coraloaksgolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
License number CCC 1332557.
You have hundreds of roofers to choose from, but at Crown Roofing, we think we're the only choice in Charlotte, Lee, and Collier counties. Crown Roofing, the highest quality roofs with competitive pricing. Looking to re-roof, repair, or get roof maintenance on your home? Count on Crown for superior craftsmanship and peace of mind. Florida's most trusted roofer, and satisfaction is our goal. Get Crown on it today. Call 855-CROWN55 or online at crownroofing.com.
True relief for back and neck pain. In my office, Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, every day I talk with patients that for so many years just suffered with back or neck pain. Many just assuming that it was normal or something they had to live with. They'd tried injections, epidurals, or even surgery with no success, always looking for a chair to relieve pain, or always dreading pain while sleeping or getting out of bed. It's time to treat the root of the problem. Please don't think there are no other options. You can overcome problems from sciatica, stenosis, neuropathy, bulging degenerative discs, or scoliosis. Non-surgical spinal decompression can change your life. Think of how much happier you'd be without pain. This Medicare-friendly treatment combines science and technology to offer a state-of-the-art, non-surgical procedure that is remarkably effective. We always offer a free telephone consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate for spinal decompression. Johnston Spinal Care, we're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
I was asked the other day if I could explain romance. Hi, it's Joseph Edison. I pondered that for a few moments. Wow, I'm not sure. Romance, it's a mystery, like the deep blue sea. Romance is when somebody makes more time to spend with their sweetie, and we help people do that. Closet Factory's master designers can make time for more date nights, and better organization clears the mind, giving you and your sweetie time to better concentrate on each other. Ah, romance.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7. 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along. This is 92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
took a COVID swipe at his predecessor. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We wasted so much time. So much time.
President Biden at a town hall last night, critical of the Trump response and vaccine rollout and optimistic about the ramp up. Fox's Tanya J. Powers has more live.
Dave, President Biden urged Americans to get the COVID vaccine when they can, with a reminder that the more the virus circulates, the more it has a chance to spawn variants. In a CNN town hall, the president also confirmed shots will be widely available soon.
We came into office, there was only 50 million doses that are available. We have now, by the end of July, we'll have over 600 million doses, enough to vaccinate every single American.
He was cautious about predicting a timeline of when things will be back to normal, but said by Christmas, things could look markedly different. Dave.
Tanya, former President Trump's taken aim at Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell, calling him a dour, sullen, unsmiling political hack.
In a statement full of insults and grievances, former President Trump says the GOP can never be respected or strong if Senator Mitch McConnell remains in charge, and pledged to back primary rivals where necessary and appropriate.
Fox's Steve Rappaport. After the Trump impeachment acquittal, McConnell had said the former president was morally responsible for inciting the deadly Capitol attack. They'll need the shovels again from Texas to Virginia. More snow and ice forecast and bitter cold at a time when a few million are still without power and heat in Texas.
Churches, convention centers, even furniture stores have turned into makeshift warming centers where thousands are now seeking shelter. Some residents using flashlights to pick up food and necessities at grocery stores that have lost power. 9 people in Texas have died.
Fox's Carly Shimkus, at least 20 dead in the bitter cold and stormy weather nationwide. There were also power outages in the Northwest and the East. America's listening to Fox News.
This update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Wink News traffic.
Slowdowns in Cape Coral on Gleason heading west to Skyline. Also delays on Oasis heading north to Gleason Parkway. Making the northbound commute the fastest option right now is Surfside. Very smooth commute over both bridges if you're heading into Fort Myers. There is a disabled vehicle in Fort Myers on Gateway Boulevard and Town Lake Drive. This is causing a southbound delay on Gateway heading towards Daniels Parkway. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s, highs in the 70s, and then into next week, some pretty quiet weather, upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group. We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lee-cars.com.
Lee Auto Group is looking for quality pre-owned vehicles. Let them make your buying or selling experience easy and safe. Contact Lee Auto Group at 239-288-7374 or visit lee-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash. There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Trust. It's not a concept. It's a commitment.
Reliable and honest every single day.
At Wink News, we're committed to reporting the news that matters for you.
Thank you for trusting Wink News. This is a big story.
And that affects you.
We're coming to you live.
Because if we're asking for your trust, we will continue our commitment to be trustworthy.
The reason people trust us is the people that work here.
With 6 decades in the community, trust Wink News. Weeknights at 6.
If you see my face and mine selling CBD products, don't believe it. It's a scam.
Scammers faking celebrity endorsements.
The ad had Dr. Phil and Dr. Oz on it.
The dangers.
This is highly toxic.
It is not safe for human consumption under any circumstance.
Behind the fraud.
They're cheating people and putting their health at risk and using our names to sell it.
New Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, today at 5 on WXCW.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Glenn Levine from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. Our team can help you understand your legal options after an accident. We will file your claim and fight for the full compensation you deserve. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Hey, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here at 239-479-5592. There's the talk and text line, streaming live, drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's. Don't forget about that. You can go to drewsteele.com and you can watch on your smart device, on your phone, on your computer. And then, of course, you can go to either YouTube or Facebook for the time being at Drew Steele Radio, and you can watch there as well. I've got to read this in full because I think it's important that when we look at what's going on with the former president of the United States, as the president had some choice words, let's just say, for Mitch McConnell and for the GOP. And I think that I should read this in its entirety and see whether or not you think it's a fair assessment, because there's more and more polling that suggests that the GOP, that Republicans want Donald Trump in the discussion. I think it was 75% was the last poll that said, as far as 2022, we want the former president to be part of the discussion. And he understands something that I think is fundamental, and it's this. Mitch McConnell needs to go. How many times you've heard that before? But at the same time, this is the year, 2022, this cycle, this election cycle, where we are less than 18 months away, I think. I'm not good at geometry. That this 2022 election season needs to go down as the season where we help to support candidates that understand the America First MAGA agenda and how successful it was and needs to be in Congress, as opposed to those that have been there for a long time in the swamp that all need to go because they do not have your best interests at heart. They're not the ones that are fighting for you. They're the ones that talk a big talk when they need you at election time, House members who need you every 2 years and will tell you all the things that you want to hear only to vote against your interests. Not like we've ever had that in Southwest Florida. I'm just saying. But we need to make sure that those that go to Washington, D.C. are the ones that understand what the agenda was. Look, if you've got a problem with the former president, you don't like the tweets, you don't like the way he talks, suck it up, Buttercup. That's what my wife always says to me. Suck it up, Buttercup. Because it's about the agenda. It's about the policies that really do help everybody, every American, not hyphenated Americans, not the ones in boxes that the left likes to put everybody in, not the agenda that wants to call you out and say, well, because you're white, hey, here's the box and here's who you are. And hey, we're going to have to go after you and we're going to have to do all of these things. Hey, you... And then start to question and put everybody into a box and say, these are the things you get. These are the things you're denied. These are the things that we believe about you. These are the things that we're going to make people believe is a surety when it comes to who you are because of your skin color, your faith. We can go right down the line. Where you live, what state you live in. How about that, everybody? What state you live in? You ever think about that? You ever think that there is a movement in this country? Okay, not a movement. Maybe that's a little strong word, but do you realize that there are people in this country who think because you live in the state of Florida that you are I guess a doof. I'm looking at Jake and I'm trying to think of I wasn't looking at you and thought doof. Don't Don't misunderstand. That's not what I meant. I meant I was looking at you and trying to... Hold on. Wait, look. You looking at me? If you're watching at DrewSteele.com, watch. I'm stepping away. I'm slow walking away from the mic after that exchange with Jake. Listen, you get what I'm saying. I have to read to you what the president said because I'm trying to figure out whether or not you agree or disagree. 239-479-5592. I wonder if you agree or disagree with what I'm saying. There are people here in the country who think because you live in the state of Florida, you're dangerous. You are the individuals that are going to continue to have the vid around here in perpetuity, not only in the state, but across the globe. Like in Stog right now, there's COVID because you in the state of Florida don't understand that you need to stop going to places like Seed the Table and other places and that you're not masking up and the masks are not masks and all that. I'm not kidding. Even the agriculture secretary, commissioner, I keep saying it, Nikki Fried is pretty much calling the governor out and the state out as well. And I'm just telling you. So here, let's listen to what let me read what the president put out yesterday about Mitch McConnell and leaders and how, if you're on the left, it's like, oh, there he goes. I'm listening to Fox News, the top of the hour news, how they were making it. Oh, it's just an attack. It was an attack against Mitch. It was vicious. I forget the words that they used. You got to stop. Let's call it what it is. Let's see what he said. So here is the statement from the president. It says the Republican Party can never again be respected or strong with political, quote unquote, leaders like Senator Mitch McConnell at its helm. Is he wrong? The same Mitch McConnell who, after voting to acquit the president, steps up to the microphone and said, hey, listen, criminal charges, you might want to check into that. And then he bashes the president because he's never been on your side. He's always backed his own interests and the interests of Washington, D.C. and the swamp in the bubble and not, I just popped my pee, and not thinking about you. It's just a fact. I added all that. All right, here, let me just read the statement. McConnell's dedication to business as usual, status quo policies together with his lack of political insight, wisdom, skill, and personality has rapidly driven him from majority leader to minority leader and will only get worse. The Democrats and Chuck Schumer play McConnell like a fiddle. They've never had it so good, and they want to keep it that way. We know our America First agenda is a winner, not McConnell's Beltway First agenda or Biden's America Last. Hey, you don't like the way he put it? Sorry, but is he wrong? I'm wondering how many people are listening to this and saying, I don't want that. I want Mitch McConnell. That's where I want leadership to be. That's where I want the Republican Party to go. Is that what you're thinking when you hear this? No, tell me if he's wrong. 239-479-5592. He goes on, in 2020, I received the most votes of any sitting president in history, almost 75 million. Every incumbent House Republican won for the first time in decades, and we flipped 15 seats, almost costing Nancy Pelosi her job. Republicans won majorities in at least 59 of the 98 partisan legislative chambers, and the Democrats failed to flip a single legislative chamber from red to blue. And in Mitch's Senate, quote unquote, over the last two election cycles, I single-handedly saved at least 12 Senate seats, more than 8 in the 2020 cycle alone. And then came the Georgia disaster, where we should have won both U.S. Senate seats, but McConnell matched the Democrat offer of $2,000 stimulus checks with $600. How does that work? It became the Democrats' principal advertisement and a big winner for them. It was. McConnell then put himself, one of the most unpopular politicians in the United States, into the advertisements. Many Republicans in Georgia voted Democrat or just didn't vote because of their anguish at their inept governor, Brian Kemp, Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger, and the Republican Party for not doing its job on election integrity during the 2020 presidential race. Is he wrong? Is he wrong? It was a complete election disaster in Georgia and certain other swing states. McConnell did nothing and will never do what needs to be done in order to secure a fair and just electoral system in the future. He doesn't have what it takes, never did, and never will. My only regret is that McConnell begged, quote unquote, for my strong support and endorsement before the great people of Kentucky in the 2020 election, and I gave it to him. He went from 1 point down to 20 points up and won. How quickly he forgets. Without my endorsement, McConnell would have lost and lost badly. Now his numbers are lower than ever before. He's destroying the Republican side of the Senate, and in so doing, seriously hurting our country. Likewise, McConnell has no credibility on China because of his family's substantial Chinese business holdings. He does nothing on this tremendous economic and military threat. You don't like what he says, you can check it out. You can find out if he's right. You could do a little journalism, or you're just going to continue to do journalizing. Just asking. This is the statement from the president yesterday on Mitch McConnell. Mitch is a dour, sullen, and unsmiling political hack. And if Republican senators are going to stay with him, they will not win again. He will never do what needs to be done or what's right for the country. Where necessary and appropriate, I will back primary rivals who espouse making America great again in our policy of America first. We want brilliant, strong, thoughtful, and compassionate leaders. Prior to the pandemic, we produced the greatest economy and jobs numbers in the history of our country. And likewise, our economic recovery after COVID was the best in the world. We cut taxes and regulations, rebuilt our military, took care of our vets, became energy independent, built the wall, and stopped the massive inflow of illegals into our country, and so much more. Now, illegals are pouring in, pipelines are being stopped, taxes will be going up, and we no longer will be energy independent. And I'm just asking, when you hear all of that, how much of that is wrong? You don't like the tone of voice. You don't like the way he's saying it's not presidential. Tough. But I think fundamentally, when he says this, that's the president's statement on Mitch McConnell and yesterday, and maybe you have a different view on this, 239-479-5592. The fundamentals are simple. The Republican Party of old has never had your back. They made you believe that they did, but yet there were no policies that were moved forward that you demanded of them, that you told them that we were going to vote for you if you did this. They never did it. Immigration, all of the things that, how did Mitch McConnell do with immigration? How many times did Republicans roll over to Democrats? Constantly. And then what did they do as a reward? They got voted back into office. Yeah, those days are over. That has to stop, and it has to stop today. And that's why I suggested early on that here's what we have to recognize, that 2022 is going to be a brand new time period. That is going to put the stamp on what America will be moving forward, and it's this, that no longer should we settle for what we are told are the best people for the job. If Mitch McConnell says he's going to encourage and put his money behind and put his support behind candidates that will win, who the are you to tell us who's going to win? I mean, seriously. So we're supposed to trust Mitch McConnell to tell us who the winners are going to be? Winning in what way? What does winning to you mean? Does winning to you mean that they will support you in any way, shape, or form just to get to Washington, D.C. and continue to swamp as is and we just have to sit here and take it? No, those days are over. No, we don't. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Moving on. Yeah, a leadership post for you is gone. And the way that happens is to have a wave of individuals who will come from the grassroots, that will come from places like Southwest Florida and across this country in different areas, municipalities, cities, that will encourage and bring people to and primary those that are running who have been business as usual and mean it and back it up with their vote. Look, as much as we want to think that 2020 was a disaster, and in a lot of ways it was, don't get me wrong. But let's remember about the story that came out. Was it The Hill? I'm trying to remember the one that I read last week about it was only a 90,000 vote difference between what is happening right now and Republicans owning everything in Washington, D.C., the House, the Senate, and the presidency. You getting this? 90,000 votes were the difference. We're not talking about big, large majorities, 762 million people voting for Joe Biden.
Not a joke.
Yes, it is a joke. No, it's a joke. So let's remember that if we're trying to look into the future and see what we can look at and feel confident about and good about, and with everything that is going on, what we can look forward to, we can look forward to a lot of hard work, a lot of vetting of different candidates, especially at a local level, not taking anybody from their word, but vetting them hard and looking into their past hard, Not the kind of way that the left looks into people's past and cancel them like they did with this whole Bachelor issue. Did you hear about that? The guy from The Bachelor? That is Chris, what's his name? Harris? Gosh, what's this guy's name? Oh, man. What's the guy's name? I know I'm getting off on a tangent and I need to stop doing that. Oh, gosh. Chris Harrison. Yeah, they want the Bachelor guy. They want the guy to be fired. There's a whole story behind that. But I'm not talking about going back in people's past and looking Twitter accounts and saying, oh, you went to some kind of antebellum party 10 years ago and you had 20 girls with you and you all wanted to dress up frilly and this was what you were excited about. But no, you didn't realize what antebellum meant and you did this all because you're a bunch of racists and now you can't be on the show. And how do you make that? How do you do that and then allow that to happen? No, we don't allow that to happen. I'm saying that you go into people's past and you look at politically where they stand in their ideology and you don't let them hide behind, no party affiliation. I'm sorry. No, we're not. It's a nonpartisan race. Not the no party affiliation, but the nonpartisan races. No, you can't ask me questions. Yep, I can ask you all kinds of questions. All right, 239-479-5592. I know I'm a little feisty this morning. Good. We'll get to your calls coming up. We'll also talk more about Nikki Fried here in the state of Florida going after the governor because, that's what you do when you're confident that you're going to be someone who's going to run against the governor in 2022. Oh, you thought it didn't start before? Oh, I'm going to prove it's on now. It's on. We'll talk about that coming up. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. DrewSteele.com, by the way, the website if you want to watch. And Facebook.com/Drew Steele Radio as well. Sabrina Katz has your traffic.
A crash on the interstate this morning is slowing traffic. This is at mile marker 134. If you're heading south of Colonial to Daniels, traffic is not at a standstill, but it is slower than usual. You can always stick to Tree Line or 6 Mile to avoid the interstate to head to Daniels. A hit-and-run crash on Daniels as well. This is at Damport Boulevard. Slowdowns eastbound heading to I-75 from around Fiddlesticks. And a crash in LaBelle at State Road 80 in Phillips. This is causing delays heading westbound. Reports saying one right westbound lane is blocked. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty rain passes by, but not for all of your Wednesday. Mixture of clouds and sunshine. Best chance of rain by the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate, with highs on the warm side into the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
I am mad at everything going on.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Right. All along.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water. Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
Happy Valentine's sale. This is Marty.
Chevy buyers are kissing your deals goodbye, Marty.
No, they're not.
Everybody's hooking up with Victory Lane Chevrolet.
Okay,
it's like a marriage made in Detroit.
I think they're made in Warren, Michigan.
Okay, wherever. Point is, Victory Lane Chevy has fantastic deals during their Sweetheart Savings Event. 500 to choose. It's love at first sight, Marty.
Hey, stop, would you?
Everybody finds their perfect match.
Just stop.
On hundreds of Victory Lane Silverados and Equinoxes. That's plural for Equinox, right?
Who knows?
Or is it Equini? During Victory Lane Chevrolet's Sweetheart Savings Event, fall in love with a new Chevy today. Kiss your old trade goodbye. And say hello to new 2021 Chevy Silverados. Just $375 a month with zero down. New 2021 Traverse, just $389 a month, zero down. And you'll never be brokenhearted with our goal of 100% credit approvals. We'll see you at Victory Lane Chevrolet. Online, victorylanechevrolet.com. Find new roads. Stock number SC1148 and E1006. 39-month lease, 10K miles per year, taxes and fees extra. All rebates to dealer. Offers for current lessees with approved credit and do not combine. Expires 2/28/2021.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I'm going to talk to you about LASIK and Botox. That's right. I want to tell you about my buddy, Dr. France, and his team at France Eye Care and also the France Cosmetic Center. Here's the deal. Right now through February 28th, France Eye Care is offering $1,000 off of bilateral LASIK. Dr. France and his team did my LASIK procedure. It changed my life. It was amazing. I was blind. I'd have to hold my phone or book about an inch from my face. They're also doing Botox. Haven't had Botox yet from Dr. France and his team at the France Cosmetic Center, but maybe someday. We'll see. See more clearly with $1,000 off of bilateral LASIK. Enjoy a Botox touch-up for a discounted rate also at the France Cosmetic Center. Scheduled today with both the Eye Care Center and Cosmetic Center. Star 2020 from your mobile phone.
France Eye Care.
Come have an exciting offshore fishing adventure and maybe even hook up aboard the Blind Date. Blind Date Charters offers backwaters to offshore fishing and more. Whether you target tarpon, grouper, or snapper, the trip won't disappoint. Captain Tom Katz will provide a first-class experience that'll leave you with memories that last a lifetime. Call Blind Date Charters at 239-810-2473. That's 239-810-2473.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Stay right, 92.5 Fox News. Hey, here's some news that just broke yesterday. CNN paid the insurrection defendant John Earl Sullivan $35,000 for the video that was provided on January 6th to them that they used. Now, if you don't know the name John Earl Sullivan, maybe CNN didn't do their due diligence, or maybe they did. Maybe they just didn't care. They wanted video. They wanted video from what they're calling the insurrection there on January 6th. And interesting enough, it was John Sullivan, if you remember, who was the one from Utah. He was the Black Lives Matter activist. He was somebody who was a big activist there in the summertime in Utah. And he was arrested, if you remember, somebody who wasn't exactly a fan of or a MAGA supporter. But did they do any due diligence to find out exactly where the video was? Well, you see what I'm saying. Hey, they paid the guy.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele visiting with my good friend TJ, owner of the Floor Meisters in Naples. And, you know, TJ, we talk about core tech. A lot of people talk about core tech. But tell people and explain why so many people love their core tech floors.
Core tech is built to be waterproof, kid-proof, and pet-proof. It looks just like wood. Comes anywhere from 6 inches wide to 9 inches wide, all the way up to 86 inches long. Comes in a wide variety of colors, with a bevel, without a bevel, warm tones, cool tones, any color to make your house look beautiful.
So you want to see it for yourself? Go to the Floor Meisters. You're going to really love it. 6281 Naples Boulevard next to Costco. Give them a call. 239-596-4964. 239-596-4964. Or on the web at floormeisters.com.
Your new home is calling you to live the good life, starting now. River Hall is where it all starts. A true paradise. River Hall is one of the Gulf Coast's most exclusive master-planned communities, where country club living meets the casual, barefoot Florida lifestyle. River Hall's Davis Love III Championship Golf Course is one of the top-rated courses in the Gulf Coast area, and you'll love River Hall's private oasis pools, bike paths, fitness center, tennis and bocce courts, and more. Live large with homes priced from just the 500s to the 800s from Pulte. The Pulte collection of breezy, open floor plans offers something for every lifestyle, with upscale finishes and features designed for elegant, gracious living. Here's to finally finding the perfect place. Here's to home. River Hall is just 20 minutes east of Fort Myers in the River Shores District. Come see model homes now. Visit liveriverhall.com. That's liveriverhall.com.
This is State Representative Spencer Roach. Did you know that every day 1,000 people move to Florida? Many come from New York, and it's easy to see why. Because Florida does it better. In Florida, we have a balanced budget, term limits, and a part-time legislature. Even though Florida has 3 million more residents, New York's annual budget is twice the size of Florida's. Here in Florida, we have no state income tax and a balanced budget. New York has a state income tax, but is still $13 billion in debt. When COVID hit, New York closed their economy, and it's still closed. But here in Florida, we're open for business. And finally, New York is governed by Democratic Socialists, but Florida's been governed by Republicans for over 3 decades. So if you moved here from New York, welcome home, and remember, the redder the state, the better the state. This is State Representative Spencer Roach. I'm proud to be a Floridian. Sponsored by Friends of Spencer Roach, P.O. Box 3179, North Fort Myers, Florida, 33918.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. As wind chill warnings stretch from Canada to Mexico, millions in Texas are going into their 3rd day without electricity in sub-freezing temperatures.
Those are very dangerous temperatures. You can't even have your skin exposed for more than a couple of minutes in those kind of conditions. Plus, our bodies don't react to that well.
Francisco Sanchez, Deputy of Emergency Management in Harris County, Texas Governor Greg Abbott has ordered an investigation into the outages. President Biden takes his COVID relief message to Milwaukee at a CNN town hall event.
But on the minds of many Milwaukeeans was when those schools are going to reopen. Biden also pledged by the end of July there would be 600 million doses available, enough for all Americans, and a return to normalcy by Christmas.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
This break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on the interstate this morning is slowing traffic. This is at mile marker 134. If you're heading south of Colonial to Daniels, traffic is not at a standstill, but it is slower than usual. You can always stick to Tree Line or 6 Mile to avoid the interstate to head to Daniels. A hit-and-run crash on Daniels as well. This is at Damport Boulevard. Slowdowns eastbound heading to I-75 from around Fiddlesticks. And a crash in LaBelle at State Road 80 in Phillips. This is causing delays heading westbound. Reports saying one right westbound lane is blocked. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s, highs in the 70s, and then into next week, some pretty quiet weather, upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
You don't have to feel distant. Come join the conversation.
We need to get back to the times when you could agree to disagree and help your neighbors.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
Imagine replacing your old kitchen with the kitchen of your dreams. Brand new custom-made cabinet doors. Drawer fronts, hand-finished by true craftsmen. Designer hardware, new hinges, and everything installed beautifully in less than a week, start to finish. Expensive? No. To the contrary, with refacing by Cornerstone, you'll save so much, we should really talk about your master bathroom, too. Go for wow. Go for Cornerstone.
Why wait for so-called one-time refund relief from big insurance companies when you can get the best prices and coverages all day, every day, all year round from Chapman Insurance Group? Hi, this is Brian Chapman, and my team is committed to finding you the most efficient coverage at the best rates. Give us an opportunity to quote your home, auto, business, or flood policy. I'm confident we can save you money for the same or better coverage. Visit CIGFlorida.com or call an office near you today. Naples, Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Port Charlotte, and Punta Gorda. CIGFlorida.com.
Recently, a new client called me and started by saying, "Mr. Morgan, I really need your help, but I'm just a nobody." Those words stunned me, and I immediately called him back. At Morgan & Morgan, our goal is to level the playing field for you and your family at your time of need. The insurance company has unlimited money and resources. You need a firm who can fight them toe-to-toe. Everybody is a somebody, and nobody is a nobody. Visit forthepeople.com to learn about our firm. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. offices, Fort Myers and
With the Diamond District, you get the best of both worlds. Jason and Todd are wholesale diamond brokers selling to the public and jewelry stores across the country at wholesale prices. The Diamond District is also a retail store that you can visit every day and see the largest selection of GIA and Forevermark loose certified diamonds.
Hey, Dave, what's going on with your sink? It's full of water.
Really slow to drain.
You tried all the...
Yes, I've tried all the...
Just asking.
Yeah, it gets worse and worse.
So maybe...
Now the downstairs sink is slow, too. I don't dare flush the toilet.
Dave...
What's the point of having running water if it doesn't run out again?
Dave...
I might as well give up on indoor plumbing completely, build an outhouse, and haul water up from the river in a bucket!
Dave! So, what's the best case scenario?
Best case? Okay, I make one call, someone comes out and gets the water moving again, and things go back to normal.
That's best?
Well, yeah, but...
That's best. Best Home Services. They have 4 plumbing trucks standing by, waiting for last-minute calls.
Right now?
Right now.
I don't need to build an outhouse?
It's a little chilly this time of year.
GetBest.com. When something goes wrong, we're waiting.
Indoor plumbing is a miracle, isn't it?
Yeah, only when it's working.
Oh, man.
We've been waiting for COVID-19 vaccines to be developed. Now, waiting for them to get to us. But you can do more than wait. You have powerful ways to help slow the spread right now and protect your family and loved ones, too. Here's how. Watch your distance. Stay at least 6 feet away from folks you don't live with. It's risky to be indoors with them, too. And, of course, avoid crowds. Also, wear a mask. CDC reports masks protect the people who wear them and folks around them. And wash your hands using soap and water for 20 seconds. And do it frequently. Vaccines won't make COVID go away overnight, but they give us a real chance to finally overcome it. As long as we keep watching our distance, wearing our masks, and washing our hands.
Learn more about vaccines at cdc.gov/coronavirus. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Is foot pain making your life miserable? The Good Feet store specializes in foot pain relief. Call 552-FEET or visit us at the Good Feet store in Naples or our newest location in Fort Myers. Or stop in for a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Glenn Beck at 9 and Rush at noon. Right now, it's Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
All right, how would you like to win a $50 gift card to Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue? It is celebrating its new location at the shops at Vanderbilt Beach Road right there in Naples. Some great barbecue. Well, you can win this $50 gift card in about, 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. We'll have a little bit of fun, a little civics lesson, a little politics lesson. And just for playing, you'll win the $50 gift card to Naughty Hog. So look forward to that. That's coming up in just a little bit. Also, we'll have more of a conversation about Joe Biden. And apparently Joe Biden's town hall strategy is to lie. Just a flat out lie about all kinds of things, knowing that the legacy media, CNN, MSNBC, and others will never, ever, ever push back. They're not going to ask any questions. Nice little softballs tossed his way. And we don't want to, look, he's old. I mean, Joe Biden's old. And he's so old that, you don't want to ruffle any feathers. You want to ruffle feathers. You don't want to rustle feathers. I guess you would rustle feathers together if you had a bunch of birds and you were going to eat them, then you would rustle together. That's not, nope. I'm going to just leave that over there. We'll get to that coming up. All right. Hey, yesterday I heard this audio, and I just had to play a little bit because there's a little bit of arrogance going on and condescension and interesting audio from the Morning Mess, Morning Joe, along with Mika. And Morning Joe, Joe Scarborough was really upset. He's really upset that there are some radio hosts, some people like me and others, who are talking about January 6th and have been comparing January 6th and what happened there with the riots and the looting and the destroying of property, public and private, throughout the summer with Antifa and Black Lives Matter, but nothing to see here. Everything is fine there. Move along. It was noble and courageous, everything that was happening, attacking federal buildings and places, like Seattle and other cities around the country. Noble. It's a good cause. It's a big difference between those businesses and going to the U.S. Capitol. And I want you to hear what Joe Scarborough had to say about it specifically, because I'm wondering if you're hearing what I'm hearing, or maybe I'm off base. Here, listen to this.
I know there are idiots on other cable news channels that will say, well, this mom and pop store was vandalized during the summer riots, and that's just as bad as the United States Capitol being vandalized. No, actually, no, jackass, it's not. The Capitol of the United States of America is the center of American democracy. And while I am a fierce believer in people's right to defend their private property, I'm not going to confuse a taco stand with the United States Capitol. I'm not going to confuse the selling of tacos with actually moving through a constitutional process.
I got to stop. Is that arrogant, condescending talk? So rioters breach the Capitol. They go in. You've probably saw some of the video recently about some of the things that were happening in the Capitol building at the time. And you saw all summer long the Antifa, Black Lives Matter destruction, death, by the way. People died. And everything happened. And so to Joe Scarborough, it's like, don't compare the two. To a taco stand, to a business, please. It's really about, the United States Capitol and what happened there. And we all know what happened there and what it was, and maybe what was a little bit exaggerated or continues to be exaggerated by some accounts of what it actually was and what they were trying to do and what they actually did during this. I know it's outrageous for me to even make that comparison, but does that sound as arrogant to you as it did to me? Or maybe I'm just off base. I don't know, because, you hardworking individuals, public, private employees, that business that you worked so hard throughout your life and the way you built that through generations, families, businesses, working so hard, and then for them to be destroyed during the summer, and then somehow it's what a joke. Cares about you people. Capitol was breached. That's where the real people sit. I don't know, maybe John says what? What did you say, John of Fort Myers? Jake, can you turn the phone line up? I can't hear him. John, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
There you are. Sorry. Okay. It's me. Is that you? Okay. What did you say? Sorry.
Yes. I was just saying, of all the examples in the world, why did he go with taco stands? There were Walgreens and all these. No.
You see, John, here's the problem. You're exaggerating. The only thing that happened during the summer with the Antifa and BLM riots, the only thing that happened were a couple of taco stands. I think maybe a hot dog stand in New York City got pushed over. I think maybe a lawn chair fell over. You got to relax.
I think you're actually missing the subtle racism of what he was saying. Trump used buzzwords. He was appealing to white supremacists and all that. He's saying a taco stand got hit. That sounded subtly racist, and like he's appealing to white supremacists and doing what Republicans constantly get accused of doing.
Yeah. It's interesting that you say that, John, and I'll tell you why, because you are realizing something that many people are starting to realize, which is, you want to play this game? Let's play this game. You want to be canceled for the things that you say that we're going to put into your head that maybe you didn't mean specifically when it came out of your mouth, but now we're going to paint you with a broad brush because that's what you do to everybody else. Be careful what you wish for.
Am I really playing a game? Because to me, it sounds like this
I'm saying
is
to them
exactly
it is.
what he did.
Yeah,
he's a TV guy. He gets to plan and think about what he says on the air, and he picked taco stand.
Yeah.
Of all the examples you could use in this world, that sounds subtly racist to me.
John, he's better than you.
You got a point.
Okay, good. I'm so glad. Thanks, John, for the call. He's not. Hi, Judy.
Hi, Drew. I know you know my name by now. I know you know that I was in Washington, D.C.
Yeah.
What really agitates me about the whole thing is, one, that it's called a riot. It's a breach. about 500 people breached the Capitol out of 1 million people that were there.
Yeah, well,
you can't compare. It's not. There's not even a comparison. It wasn't even a riot.
Well,
it was a breach.
And
they did something wrong. Those people that were on the bottom floor of that Capitol, they did something wrong, and I don't agree with what they did.
Right.
But I'm so tired of the entire group being lambasted because some people did something wrong. Now who do I sound like?
Yeah. Well, some people did some things. Is that what you're suggesting?
Some people did some things.
Well, Judy, why are there fencing and National Guard troops still there in Washington, D.C. if there's no discernible threat from any kind of intelligence agencies and reasons for them to be there?
I don't know. That is a really good question. That would be really nice to know because they certainly didn't have that kind of security on January 6th.
Yeah, and the president did ask and offered it.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I'd really like to know what Pelosi and Schumer and McConnell, what did they know beforehand? And how many times did the Capitol Police ask? How many times did the Sergeant of Arms ask? Hey, there's a lot of people coming. Don't you think we should shore up security here?
Yep.
And what about the videos where they let people in?
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. And Judy, listen, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. A lot of people still have questions, but we all know how Democrats are acting right now, how the left is acting right now, and they want to make it seem as if every single one of you that showed up in Washington, D.C. is a criminal in your own way, just for being there because of as Judy said, 500 people that went in and breached the Capitol, that you're all painted with one broad brush. But that's how the left works. And to John's point earlier about what was said on MSNBC and Joe Scarborough, it's pretty straightforward that, if you're going to play that game, we can play that game with you. It's not really a game. It's pretty serious about words you use and the things that you say and getting into your head and exactly what you meant, exactly what you were thinking at the time, because so many people can get and read minds now these days. It's amazing. But the political pushback has to continue in that way, the way that Judy is talking and John's talking, and it's this. I cannot reinforce this enough to you. 2022 is crucial. It is a huge leap forward for the America First MAGA movement, whether you like the former president or not. That's not the issue. The issue is whether or not we are going to stop not only the left in this country, Democrats, from doing what they are doing to the Constitution and the rule of law, and we all know what they're doing. We know Joe Biden is more than happy to go after your Second Amendment rights and what that means specifically and how they're going to do it in all these different ways that they're going to show that you can't be trusted. And it's not up for them to make that decision. You're going to have to prove it, baby. You're going to have to prove that I can't have it. And good luck doing that, because we're not going by your standards. We're going by the rule of law and the Constitution. But there's an opportunity to get rid of the swamp as well, the Mitch McConnells and the like, and those that make believe and tell you that they're going to fight for you and don't fight for anything except their own personal interests. And those days are over. And 2022 could be a huge point where all of this can shift. Just by doing what we have done here in Southwest Florida and voting for people that are willing to go to Washington, D.C. and politically fight and speak for the people that they represent and understand those that care about the Constitution and the rule of law and are willing to fight for it, politically, ideologically speaking. I know you can't use the word fight now because, what did he say? At drewsteele.com. Steele with 3 E's, by the way, if you want to watch. But even those that are here in the state of Florida that will tell you on one hand that they are here for your best interest and they were elected for the best interest of agriculture in the state of Florida, for example, Nikki Fried. And on the other hand, put out what is the first political ad for Nikki Fried running for governor of the state of Florida 2022. I don't know how else you explain this. If you heard this, or if you haven't, here it is. This is Nikki Fried, and what appears to be the first political ad of the 2022 season going after the governor when it comes to the vid and what we've been able to do about this pandemic. And here you go. You ready? You ready for the lies? You ready for the distortions? Here we go.
You won't hear this from Governor DeSantis, but you need to hear it. This pandemic has been painful. While he lashes out at everyone else like he's the victim, we all know who the real victims are. Every Floridian who has lost a loved one, lost a job, lost a way of life. This has been so much harder than it had to be, and we know why. Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist. So let me say this to all Floridians.
Whoa. The Florida Agriculture Commissioner, Nikki Fried, going after the governor. The only statewide elected Democrat in the state. And there she is, trying to make us look bad, trying to make it look like Florida's an absolute mess and we are a problem and only she could come along to fix it, and saying words like
blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist. Are you kidding?
So let me say this to all Floridians. You are loved. We feel your hurt. Florida can and will do better. As the Biden administration puts science first and we turn the corner on this pandemic, I promise I will continue to fight for you.
Okay, I promise I'll continue to fight for you. How? Doing what? Who asked you? Who asked Nikki Fried to fight for you? Like, I didn't ask you to do any of this. You're loved and we feel your hurt. We can and will do better. It's a minute-long ad for her 2022 campaign. She's doing it, everybody. Nikki Fried is going to run for governor and run against Governor DeSantis. Now, I don't know if the Democrats are going to support her in the state or not. I don't know what the scoop is, but I'm just telling you that's happening. And it began today. Well, it began last year, but it's happening right now. We are in full 2022 mode right now. Man, I just can't believe.
And we know why.
Yeah, okay, she said what?
Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist. Only statewide elected Democrat in the state of Florida. Working for you. Thank you, Florida Agriculture Commissioner Nikki Fried. We'll have more on that coming up. But right now, it's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Your call right now at 239-479-5592 means that not only as the 9th caller right now, you'll play Drew's College, but it also means just for playing, you'll get a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue, a brand new location at the shops at Vanderbilt. There on Vanderbilt Beach Road in Naples. Great location for you to have some fantastic barbecue. You up for it? $50 gift card? All right, caller number 9 right now. That's you at 239-479-5592. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along. You can watch at drewsteele.com. Steele has 3 E's, and you can watch Sabrina Katz with the traffic.
Unfortunately, the interstate is still very backed up as well as very wet out there. If you are heading southbound of MLK Boulevard, avoid I-75. There's a crash just south of Colonial Boulevard backing up traffic. You can stick to Ortiz to avoid it. Also, there's a disabled vehicle just near Immokalee Road. Southbound delays building on I-75 heading south of Bonita Beach Road. So what you want to do to avoid this is stick to Imperial Parkway or US 41. That's your For the Minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty rain passes by, but not for all of your Wednesday. Mixture of clouds and sunshine. Best chance of rain by the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate, with highs on the warm side into the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
This is Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Mason Classical Academy is excited to announce that they are under contract to purchase a high school campus site in North Naples. Conveniently located near I-75 and Immokalee Road, MCA seeks to open this college prep high school campus in the fall of 2021. Available tuition-free to all families, regardless of income or zip code. Mason Classical Academy's proven track record is in high demand, and this new North Naples High School campus will allow more students to receive the successful and proven model of education education. The MCA North Naples campus is second to none, including fully equipped science labs, modern computer labs, and college-style classrooms. Instead of focusing on state testing, they teach students how to think, not what to think. And MCA education promotes patriotism and a true understanding of history. Do you crave such an education for your high schooler? If so, Mason Classical Academy is the answer. Learn the true, do the good, love the beautiful. Sign up to reserve a seat for your child by visiting masonacademy.com today.
Got water?
In your house?
What do I do now?
Call 239-936-1033.
Call Fire Service, your disaster response friends.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., planning for retirement in a turbulent world.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I want to talk to you about Cathedral Roofing Innovations. They are the tile roof experts right here in Southwest Florida. Now, they've got an important message for you for anybody at all who's had these three things happen. Listen up. If you answer yes to all three, you got to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. Here we go. Number one, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? Number two, do you have a tile roof? And number three, did your insurance company deny your claim or only pay for a small repair? Well, look, I know that thousands of you that are listening right now answered yes to these questions. Even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. All you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Go to cathedralroofingnaples.com to start increasing the value of your home now. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
Searching everywhere for great prices on appliances? No, you're not, because you have better things to do. Besides, Good Deals has it for less, and they have plenty of items in stock despite shortages everywhere else. Remember, Good Deals guarantees the lowest price on everything they sell. Find a lower price anywhere, and Jay will beat it, guaranteed. Visit one of the showrooms in Fort Myers, Naples, and Cape Coral, or shop online at GoodDealsAppliances.com.
Good Deals Appliances. Have we got a deal for you?
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right. That's three of them. Let's go to, let's go to Caleb. Caleb is in beautiful L.A. Hello, Caleb.
Good morning.
Good morning. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We will see if you earn a PhD and your associate's degree. Question, sir, starts right now. Hey, Caleb, think back. The President of the United States in the year 2001. Who was that?
That would be Bush.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. What do we call the first 10 amendments to the Constitution?
Bill of Rights.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. When was the Constitution written? What year was the Constitution written? Was it 1786, 1787, or 1774?
1774.
No, it was 1787. 1787. All right, well, let's see if you get a master's degree on this question. Can you name 2 wars that were fought by the United States in the 1800s? 2 of them.
The Civil War and the Spanish-American War.
That is correct, sir. Well, look at you. See, a little trip up, and then next thing you know it, you're back, and you're back stronger than ever, Caleb. That's what I say.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Man, a few words. I like that, too. Hope you like barbecue, because not only did you get a master's degree, but you got a $50 gift card to the Naughty Hog Backyard Barbecue. So you're going to get some barbecue in there as well. Hope you like barbecue.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
it sounds great.
It does sound great, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Okay, good. I just want to make sure Caleb, you are still, man, a few words, and I appreciate that you continue the tradition there in your family, I guess, apparently. Or maybe it's just you. Or maybe it's just me. All right, stay there, Caleb. Don't go anywhere. All right, so there's Caleb. Got himself a $50 gift card to Naughty Hog playing Drew's College. We'll do it again tomorrow, 7:50 each day.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
There is nothing that changes as much as tax law. After all, there have been tax changes, stimulus dollars, changes on the changes, but they're all meant to put more money in your pocket. Don't make a mistake that could cost you thousands. Let EG Tax be your tax interpreter and guide. Come join the EG Tax family at their Naples office across from Tamiami Ford. Call 239-262-2009. That's 262-2009. Or click egtax.com. That's egtax.com.
Southwest Florida's place to talk about
coronavirus. It's on the police.
Everything.
Give me liberty or give me COVID-19.
92.5 Fox News. 92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station. 92.5 Fox News.
They're frigid and frustrated. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News.
We should have had some people that could have figured this out.
She's among the millions in Texas who lost power and heat in the brutal cold. Governor Greg Abbott tells Fox they'll investigate.
Our wind and our solar got shut down, and they were collectively more than 10% of our power grid.
Churches and stores have been warming centers, but those freezing at home are warned to be careful with generators and other alternate heat. Deputy Harris County Emergency Coordinator Francisco Sanchez told Fox they had
70 transports for some people affected by carbon monoxide because they allowed either that through their home, by using a grill, or in their car. So we've been pushing that.
Some have died from that poisoning. There are 20 storm-related deaths across the country, and more snow and ice is coming. Warning stretch today from Texas to Virginia. President Biden says every American should be able to get the coronavirus vaccine by July, as he also pushed a nearly $2 trillion financial aid plan at a CNN town hall.
Now's the time we should be spending. Now's the time to go big.
President Biden taking that COVID relief plan on the road to sell it to the American people, but on the minds of many Milwaukeeans was when those schools are going to reopen.
Those schools may only be open for at least one day a week.
No, that's not true. It was a mistake in the communication.
The mistake in communication the president's referring to there was a statement by his press secretary last week.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. There's a lot of new COVID lawsuit this morning. Fox's Evan Brown has details live.
Now, Dave, New York's Attorney General is suing Amazon, claiming the company failed to protect its workers from COVID-19 risks at its New York State facilities. The suit claims Amazon violates New York labor laws. In one instance, the company didn't shut down a facility on Staten Island where hundreds of workers tested positive and then fired an employee allegedly for protesting during a paid quarantine. Amazon has yet to comment, Dave.
America's listening to Fox News.
Wink News traffic.
Unfortunately, the interstate is still very backed up as well as very wet out there. If you are heading southbound of MLK Boulevard, avoid I-75. There's a crash just south of Colonial Boulevard, backing up traffic. You can stick to Ortiz to avoid it. Also, there's a disabled vehicle just near Immokalee Road. Southbound delays building on I-75, heading south of Bonita Beach Road. So what you want to do to avoid this is stick to Imperial Parkway or US 41. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s. Highs in the 70s. And then into next week, some pretty quiet weather. Upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Hi, this is Earl Ron, president of New South Window. New South is the Florida window factory. Our windows are made in Florida, for Florida homes, by Florida workers, because we understand Florida weather. With New South Windows, you don't have to sacrifice energy efficiency for storm protection. Our Energy Star rated windows and doors are made with impact and non-impact options, giving you the best of both worlds. New South Window, home of your ultimate Florida window.
Going on now. For every 2 windows you buy, get the third free. Visit newsouthwindow.com.
Ever purchased an online item and either it doesn't fit, has missing parts, or became damaged? Trying to save a few bucks can end up costing more. My Shower Door is a locally owned and operated family business that measures, manufactures, and installs our own brand of frameless shower doors right here in Southwest Florida. And we were just named Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. With almost 80,000 shower doors installed, we have the experience and expertise. Plus, estimates are always free. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
And I'm Brad McDaniel. We're the second generation of Kenmark Air. Along with our father, Ken McDaniel, we're celebrating 25 years of service in Southwest Florida. For the next 25 days, we're offering $25 service calls, $25 maintenance, and 25% off high-quality Maytag systems. For our 25th anniversary specials, call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040. And online at kenmarkair.com. License number CAC 057163.
Is your car a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it? Would you rather be driving a brand new Nissan equipped with all the latest technology and safety features? Hey, Aaron Walker here from Naples Nissan. If your trade-in is a 2012 or newer, yes, a 2012 or newer with less than 120,000 miles on it, we'll give you the original base MSRP for it so you can drive home in a brand new Nissan. Bring us that old Chevy, Honda, Toyota, Ford. We don't care where you bought it from. We don't care if you bought it new or used. Go to NaplesNissan.com. Pick out your favorite new Nissan model with Bluetooth, backup camera, and that new car smell. You can have it all today after we pay you what you paid for your trade-in. Don't wait. Get full details at NaplesNissan.com. Offers on select models with approved credit and cannot be combined.
After a car accident, you can feel like you've lost control. I'm Mark Anajar from the law offices of Anajar and Levine. After the crash, call the police and document the scene by taking photos of all the vehicles involved. If you were injured, get medical attention as soon as possible. If you've been involved in a car accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733 for a free consultation. And take back control of your life.
Offices Fort Myers and Naples.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Oh, hello, Southwest Florida. Hi. Glad to see you there. Pushing buttons and they didn't work. Now they work. 239-479-5592. If you're watching at drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, then you're watching all the fumbling and mumbling and stumbling, as it were, happening here. Now we got it under control. Everything is absolutely fine. I guess it's kind of absolutely fine unless you live in Texas, and everything is not exactly fine in Texas, as people are still without power, concerns about how this could possibly happen. We know how it cannot happen. We're told by MSNBC and Chris Hayes that it cannot be wind turbines. As a matter of fact, it's a right-wing conspiracy. Here we go. Listen to this. This is Chris Hayes yesterday.
It is just a lie that wind turbines, green energy, are the root causes of the problems in Texas right now. It is a lie like Donald Trump won the election, a lie like there was widespread voter fraud, a lie pumped into millions of people's brains as they watch TV.
Yeah, great. Okay, so there you go. So MSNBC and Chris Hayes is telling you that, it's a lie, that the green energy and wind turbines and solar panels are not the cause of what is happening in Texas. That's just a flat-out lie until you realize that there's actually helicopter footage that's showing the wind turbines frozen stiff. Now, to a little bit of credit, I'm not going to give credit. To a little bit of his point, the governor there did say in Texas that it's also frozen natural gas and coal plants, that there are some gauges, some instruments that are frozen. So that is happening a little bit, and they're working on that. But to claim that there's absolutely no issues with wind turbines, that is a flat-out lie. There's, on his part, that there are turbines that are frozen solid. We talked about it yesterday. We talked about the fact that 12,000 megawatts of energy production comes from these wind turbines. The farms typically generate about 25,000 megawatts, so almost half of which is currently out of production. That's a lot. I mean, it's not as much as the 4.5 gigawatts that Dr. Brown was able to create with the DeLorean. Anyone? So anyway, the point is that don't tell us that it's not happening, because it is. The wind turbines are frozen. There is an issue with them being frozen, and they're not starting back up again. And if you're telling me that the answer is to completely get rid of fossil fuels, remember the fossil fuels that actually created the production of these turbines, but that's a whole other issue. And of course, the helicopters that are fueled by fossil fuels that help to pour the chemicals on that are created by fossil fuels to kind of melt the ice around these turbines. But that's a whole other issue as well. The fact that this is the better way to go, solar panels and wind turbines. And that's what we need in places that could freeze like Texas and places like Germany where they have the same issue. As a matter of fact, in Germany, they got solar panels because they want to go green and they're covered in snow. And they don't have any electricity there because of the snow covering. But nothing to see here. It's everybody else's fault. It's not the fault of those who are screaming climate change and it's a climate emergency and we have to do this now. Right now, we need the whole state of Texas to be completely filled with wind turbines. All over the place. Just stick it right in front of your house. I mean, they're going to be in every neighborhood because that's not practical. But there's plenty of room in the state of Texas. Come on, it's where all my exes live. And they know. Anyway, it's MSNBC. It's Chris Hayes. They're hysterical. And they want green energy now. And it doesn't matter the consequences. And it doesn't matter as well because the whole point is that we're going to fix it. If we have more wind turbines that can't spin when it's frozen, then what we'll do is we'll get rid of fossil fuels, and that's going to help with the climate change, and then the climate won't change, and so Texas will never have a freeze, except when it had -8 temperatures back in the 1800s and early 1900s. But we can't mention that. We can't mention the fact that it has been frozen. There has been ice and snow in Texas to that degree and the level that we're at right now 100 years ago, 150 years ago. We can't bring those dates up or anything like that. That's moving on. Okay, 239-479-5592. Hey, Joe Biden actually found himself out of the basement yesterday and in the studios of a Milwaukee, Wisconsin location where CNN was putting on a town hall. Joe Biden realized that there was a town hall going on that he was at and could see that because every time he lifted his head, he would see the letter CNN on the wall there, and it would remind him where he was. And that's not a joke, is it? It's not a joke. Well, it's kind of a joke. But how far from the truth is it? Really, when we're talking about Joe Biden, it's not like he...
All men and women created by... you know the thing.
That guy's the president. He knows the thing. Man, does he know the thing. And I'll tell you what, anybody who knows the thing is really someone who wants to protect the thing, who wants to protect your rights due to the thing. So anyway, I digress. There he is yesterday. He's in, where was it, Wisconsin. The University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee. Is that where the location was? I'm not sure if that's exactly where it was, but it was cold. And Joe Biden's there. And listen, the way you do a Biden town hall now, the way you do a Democrat town hall is very simple. You lie. You just flat out lie about everything because you're not going to get any pushback. You're not going to get any pushback at all from the legacy media, whether it's local, state, or national. We're going to push back on you. You think we're going to be screaming and yelling? What do you think this is? You think this is like a Trump press conference? What's wrong with you people? We don't do that kind of thing. We don't scream and yell. Not at a Democrat. Not at all. But Joe Biden. Yeah, okay, right. Exactly. Wait. Here's the sound of a Biden town hall. You ready? Hold on. How are you, Joe? How are you feeling? Here's the sound of a Donald Trump town hall.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. All right, so here's a little bit of Joe. Some of the things you may or may not know about what the policies will be of a Biden administration. How about illegals' path to citizenship?
But just to be clear, though, I know you're going to be announcing stuff later this week, or that's what I've heard. You do want a pathway to citizenship for roughly 11 million undocumented immigrants, and that would be essential in any bill for you.
Well, yes.
Yes, any bill. It's essential. Got to have it. All right, so we got that. Hey, I wonder if Mitch McConnell would fight against that. No.
He is like a little baby.
Yeah, pretty much. Here's Joe on China. Listen, if anybody knows China, it's Joe. Joe knows China. You know, what about China and what they're doing with the concerns about ethnic cleansing of Uyghurs and the concerns about human rights violations, the concerns about what is happening with Hong Kong, a place that proves how free markets work, in a place that is so close to the Chinese Communist Party, location-wise. We can't have any of that. And oh boy, how things are changing in Hong Kong. And what does Joe think about that?
And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that. I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States.
Wait, I gotta start this from the beginning. All right, so here's what he says to begin with. Let me put this in a different perspective. Okay, talking about China. Here we go.
You know, Chinese leaders, if you know anything about Chinese history, it has always been the time when China has been victimized by the outer world is when they haven't been unified at home. So the central, vastly overstated, the central principle of Xi Jinping is that there must be a united, tightly controlled China. And he uses his rationale for the things he does based on that.
He uses his rationale based on that. And listen, if you're going to agree on anything when it comes to Joe Biden, you certainly are going to agree with the fact that he So China Joe knows all about it. Okay, so let him continue. Go ahead.
I point out to him, no American president can be sustained as a president if he doesn't reflect the values of the United States. And so the idea, I'm not going to speak out against what he's doing in Hong Kong, what he's doing with the Uyghurs in Western mountains of China.
No, you're not going to speak out about what he's doing about to the Uyghurs and what he's doing there in Hong Kong. You're not going to speak out. Well, why not?
And Taiwan trying to end the one China policy.
None of that you're not going to speak out about? Really? None of it. Why?
By making it forceful. I said, and by the way, he said he gets it. Culturally, there are different norms that each country and their leaders are expected to follow.
Oh, it's cultural norms. Oh, I get it. All right. So what Joe Biden is saying that what they're doing in China, listen, it's cultural norms. We wouldn't do that. I mean, human rights violations, ethnic cleansing, the destruction of free market in certain cities and the elimination of free speech and some of the things that are happening, the horrific things that are happening in China and the freedom state. No. We wouldn't do that. But listen, they got a whole different culture over there. They do things completely different. And so we're not going to push back against them. Let them, they do what they do. Anybody have a problem with that, China Joe? And what else did he say? Oh, this is a good one too. Hey, if you're trying to figure out when the next time you may visit family, you may hang out with them, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, when is this vid going to go away? When are we going to actually, with the vaccines and everything, when are we going to have an opportunity to get out and maybe see people again? What do you say about that, Joe?
Let me ask you, just for folks who are watching out there are a lot of people who are scared, and there's a lot of people who are hurting. When do you think this pandemic when is it going to be done? When are we going to get back to normal?
Well,
long pause there. Getting back to normal. What does that mean?
All the experts, all the committee that I put together, the leading researchers in the world, in the United States, are on this committee of mine, headed by Dr. Fauci and others.
Sorry. He was talking about leaders, and I'm sorry. I got to calm down. All right, hold on a second. Yeah, it's according to Dr. Fauci and what he's saying, and we can trust the Fauci. Go ahead.
They tell me be careful not to predict things that you don't know for certain what's going to happen, because then you'll be held accountable.
Yeah, we wouldn't want you held accountable for anything. We wouldn't want all of these scientists who've just gotten together now, thanks to Joe Biden, these scientists that got together and really don't know a whole lot about the COVID. I mean, this is brand new. This just came along. We don't have a lot of science and a lot of data, so we don't know a lot, but we've come together and we're trying to figure it out. We don't want to get ahead of our skis because, then you might have to commit. You might have some promises that you're going to have to keep, that you might want to not go there, because that could be politically dangerous.
I get that. But let me tell you what I think based on all that I've learned and all that I've studied and all that I think that I know.
Oh, boy. Everything he thinks he knows. Here we go.
It's a high probability that the vaccinations that are available today and The new one, Johnson & Johnson, God willing, will prove to be useful. That with those vaccinations, the ability to continue to spread the disease is going to diminish considerably because of what they call herd immunity.
All right, so we got this thing, herd immunity. So vaccines, herd immunity, sounds good. Sounds like we're right around the corner. We got a lot of vaccines, a lot of people vaccinated, sounding pretty good.
And now they're saying somewhere around 70% of the people have to constitute. Some people said 50, 60, but a significant number.
Starting to sound like the goalposts are moving. No, he hasn't said anything bad yet. I know it sounds like the goalposts are moving, but that's 15 days to stop the 30-day spread, to stop going to schools. All right, let's calm down. Let's see what he's got to say.
Have to be in a position where they have been vaccinated and/or they've been through it and
have antibodies.
And have antibodies.
All right.
And so,
spit it out, Joe. When do we get back to normal? Spit it out.
If that works that way, as my mother would say, with the grace of God and the goodwill of the neighbors.
Oh, for the grace of God, will you get this out of your mouth? Just spit it out, Joe.
That by next Christmas, I think we'll be in a very different circumstance, God willing, than we are today. I think a year from now,
next Christmas, a year from now. Next Christmas, a year from now. All right. I got questions. Can I ask some questions about that? Like, can you leave the goalposts like just in the ground for an hour, maybe? So that sounds good, right, everybody? I'm just wondering if we're starting to see cases going down, if there's a small spike of something else. It might come up sometime soon. Is there a reset? Do we start again and now we move the goalpost once again? Yeah, we're just looking for some answers. The good thing about Joe Biden is he's got CNN to back him up and not really pressure him on anything else. So we can wait. It's as long as he's not lying about vaccines. We don't have anything to worry about. At least it's.
And the biggest thing, though, as you remember, when you and I shouldn't say it that way, as you remember, but when you and I talked last, we talked about it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office.
Joe Biden says that they didn't have a vaccine when they came into office. It didn't exist. January 20th, 2021, there was no vaccine. He had been vaccinated twice by that point. January 11th, actually. There were people that were getting vaccinated in December 2020. And there was 239-479-5592. Look, you gotta lie it to make it. Or is it fake it to make it? Lie it to make. Okay, lie it to. I thought I'm just making. You gotta lie it to make it. No. Fake it to make it.
There you go.
That's what the kids say. All right, 239-479-5592. It is Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News, drewsteele.com. If you like to watch, Steele has 3 E's. You can go to Facebook, too, at Drew Steele Radio. I'm there as well. All right, hey, you know what we should do right now? Let's find out what's going on with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The interstate is still very slow from a crash that is just south of Colonial Boulevard, about 4 miles of a delay. If you're heading south of Leckett Road, I would avoid I-75. Go ahead and stick to Ortiz to head southbound. Also, delays on the interstate from a disabled vehicle that's near Immokalee Road. About 3.5 miles of slow traffic. If you're heading south of Bonita Beach Road, I would go ahead and stick to US 41, Old 41, or Imperial Parkway. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty rain passes by, but not for all of your Wednesday. Mixture of clouds and sunshine. Best chance of rain by the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate, with highs on the warm side into the 80s. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Are you looking for the perfect spot for your retirement? Just add water.
Shell Point Retirement Community is located in Fort Myers on the Caloosahatchee River, just minutes from the Gulf of Mexico and Sanibel Island. Enjoy a vibrant waterfront lifestyle with miles of walking and bike trails. For boaters, there's a private marina with free boat docks to keep your boat right at home. Or join your friends on the community boat for cruises to local restaurants and beaches. Shell Point is comprised of 7 neighborhoods with scenic water views. Life slows down on the water as residents enjoy kayaking through hundreds of acres of secluded bird-filled waterways. To learn more about waterfront living at Shell Point, schedule a private appointment or attend one of our weekly group seminars, which include a tour of the community. Call 239-466-1131 or go online to shellpoint.org. Enjoy waterfront living today. It's all here at Shell Point.
Hey, Sean Hannity here again for Cathedral Roofing Innovations, the tile roof experts in Southwest Florida. They have an important message for anyone who has had these 3 things happen. Now, if you answer yes to all 3, you have to call Cathedral Roofing Innovations today. 1, did you file any roof damage claim to your insurance company in the last 3 years? 2, do you have a tile roof? 3, did your insurance company deny your claim and only pay for a small repair? Look, I know thousands of you listened and answered yes to all 3 questions. Now, even if your claim was denied, there are still ways to get your new tile roof. Do not let the opportunity to increase the value of your home go by. In some cases, we're talking about $75,000 to $100,000. It's not too late. Now, all you have to do is contact Cathedral Roofing Innovations. Just go to cathedralroofingnaples.com right now to start increasing the value of your home. That's cathedralroofingnaples.com.
License number CCC 1331928.
This is Lois.
At Wink News, we're on the phone. We're on the beat. We're on the scene.
We're working every angle. We're working for you.
From breaking news to the Weather Authority.
We are rainfall experts. More than 60 years of reporting excellence is a reputation earned. How do we do what we do?
Sorry, I can't talk right now.
Sorry, I'm too busy.
We tell you how we're doing it.
Sorry, I'm on assignment right now. I'm on a deadline.
We weren't so busy doing it.
Getting it first, getting it right.
Trust Wink News, weeknights at 6.
Next, Rachel. Drop on by.
Emergency 911.
Because we're beating the winter blues.
Beat up them blues.
With a spicy chicken dinner inspired by a trip to Morocco.
Yum, yum, yum.
Tips to feeling better by sleeping better.
Check these out.
Wow.
And a little retail therapy. Next, Rachel.
Rachel Ray, this morning at 11 on WXCW.
Dial star 2020. France Eye Care.
Trey Radel, your host of The Drive here. I've shared my experience with France Eye Care. Dr. France and his team are phenomenal. I had my LASIK procedure there, and it really changed my life. I want to talk to you now about cataract surgery. Technology's really transformed it all, and you can enhance your vision while having your cataracts removed. So you can enjoy clear vision at multiple focal points. So maybe you're having trouble with night vision. Maybe you need an extended depth of focus solution. No matter what it is, France Eye Care suite of services will take care of you. Dr. France and his team of specialists at France Eye Care will guide you through the process to choose the right lens solution for your eyes. So don't let cataracts hold you back in 2021. Call France Eye Care today to find out if you qualify. Dial star 2020 from your cell phone or just give them a ring. 239-418-0999.
France Eye Care.
I'm Harvey Massey. Where we live, there are several types of termites, and they can all cause damage to your home. Subterranean termites invade from colonies below the ground, while drywood termites fly in and infest exposed wood in your home. Both require different treatments. That's why you need Massey's Total Coverage Termite Protection. Our guarantee covers all types of termites and includes coverage for retreatment and repair of any new damage. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
At LMCU, our roots in your community just got a little deeper with the opening of our 5th branch in Naples and 13th in Florida. When you bank with us, you can earn more on your money with our Max checking account and pay less on things like home mortgages and credit cards. Our latest Naples branch is located at 7405 Devonshire Boulevard, and our lobbies are open. Plus, you can schedule an appointment or visit one of our drive-thrus for contactless service. Our branches stretch far and wide for a reason. You, LMCU. You'll love banking here. Equal housing lender, member NCUA, and MLS number 442967.
I cannot tell you how awesome it is when my family comes over and I say, you're going to get great tasting water straight from your faucet. I'm telling you, it's great on your skin, your hair, and your appliances. Think of what your water's doing now. Well, you should call now for your free multi-point Pentair water test. And I'm telling you, you're going to love the way your water tastes with your new Pentair water system. Every faucet in your house, it's the coolest thing ever. And there's a big difference when you call a Pentair water specialist. When you give Max a call at Pentair, trained, uniformed experts in our city and well water, that's a big deal, right? With their mobile showroom, you're wondering what you're going to get. A wide range of water treatment options, and you can see them in front of you. They install your new Pentair water system for you, and the big news right now is Pentair has a new Easy Flow under-counter filtration system. It is certified to reduce 99% of lead. Call now for your free water test, and right now save 15% on your whole home water system like I have in my house. With Pentair, never any sales pressure, so call them, 239-880-7799, or book online at PelicanWestFL.com.
Hi, I'm Tyler McDaniel.
And I'm Brad McDaniel.
We're the second generation of Kenmark Air.
Along with our father, Ken McDaniel, we're celebrating 25 years of service in Southwest Florida. For the next 25 days, we're offering $25 service calls, $25 maintenance, and 25% off high-quality Maytag systems.
For our 25th anniversary specials, call Kenmark Air, 239-437-7040. That's 437-7040.
And online at kenmarkair.com.
License number CAC 057163.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair, and quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau.
Hi, this is John Lawrence with CGU Homes, residential home builder in Southwest Florida. Born and raised right here in Naples and part of the building industry for over 2 decades, I've been fortunate enough to witness firsthand incredible growth within our community. Here at CGU Homes, we understand that a real estate investment in Southwest Florida is an investment into your future. Naples is booming, and with a limited inventory and an exceptional level of demand, now is the right time to build new or renovate your existing home. Our team at CGU Homes will make the building process enjoyable and seamless, from offering free pre-construction services to building genuine relationships that last a lifetime. We are proud of our reputation that is built on a foundation of trust and reliability. When you're ready to start your lifelong memories with a new build or a remodel of your existing home, please visit us online at cguhomes.com. That's cguhomes.com. And God bless the USA.
This update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Wink News traffic.
The interstate is still very slow from a crash that is just south of Colonial Boulevard, about 4 miles of a delay. If you're heading south of Leckett Road, I would avoid I-75. Go ahead and stick to Ortiz to head southbound. Also, delays on the interstate from a disabled vehicle that's near Immokalee Road. About 3.5 miles of slow traffic. If you're heading south of Bonita Beach Road, I would go ahead and stick to US 41, Old 41, or Imperial Parkway. That's up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, some occasional spotty showers will be passing by. The best chance of rain during the afternoon and evening hours will be inland and east of the interstate. Warm forecast with a mixture of clouds and sunshine. We will be into the 80s. More 80s for tomorrow. And then a chance of rain with a cold front on Friday. That's actually why for the weekend. Lows during the morning hours will be returning into the 40s and 50s. Highs in the 70s. And then into next week, some pretty quiet weather. Upper 70s and lower 80s with a mixture of sunshine and clouds. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
From smartphones and TVs to desktops, laptops, and tablets.
Every audio device in this hemisphere.
All you have to do is tell your smart device to play 92.5 Fox News.
Steven Tomatoes Sports Page. Come for the food, stay for the sports.
Hi, it's Big Al from Stevie Tomatoes. They say love and passion makes the world go round. Love for home, family, your country, partner, a friend, and love for food. Stevie wants to be part of your love with our food, drink, sports, and fun. Our passion for your satisfaction brings our love to all of our great customers. Whether it's our brisket short rib burgers, Chicago pizza, fajitas, wings, fish fry, or ribs, it's delivered to your table with love. So at Stevie's, we invite you to share our love of great food, drinks, sports, and fun. You'll never get bored or broke. We feel loved by the sound of our great customers. We promise to treat you like family at your home away from home. I guarantee it. For daily specials, go to StevieTomato.com. Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. Come, come, come.
Stevie Tomatoes sports page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Most people that buy their own health insurance think once they have chosen their ACA plan during open enrollment, they're stuck for the year. This is simply not the case. You can change at any time, no problems. If you are fairly healthy and don't need mandated coverage like maternity, you can save 30 to 60% with Health Plan Network. Couples under 65 are saving $500 to $1,000 a month with better coverage. You owe it to yourself to see if you qualify for a better plan that can save you money with lower deductibles. Go to healthplannetwork.net to request a quote. That's healthplannetwork.net. Or call Tim Cooper, an expert with over 23 years experience, at 239-268-6712. That's 239-268-6712. Act now to see if you qualify to save 30 to 60%. healthplannetwork.net. Sensible solutions.
The Diamond District has the largest selection of GIA certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world. Jason and Todd have partnered with De Beers in Canada and Africa, and they've traveled to Israel, Antwerp, and India to select the most beautiful diamonds. Visit the Diamond District today for your best diamond buying experience.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
You need a fast, reliable network. So get fast, reliable internet from Comcast Business and add advanced security with Comcast Business Security Edge. They have 24/7 support, it's fast internet, and advanced security made simple. Bounce forward with Comcast Business.
Hannity at 3 and Drive Home with Trey Radel at 5. Now, back to Drew Steele on 92.5 Fox News.
Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Yeah, if you're watching at drewsteele.com, you get a lot of inside baseball. The one thing about watching the program is that you'll see things and you might even hear things that you don't typically see on the broadcast. drewsteele.com, Steele with 3 E's, and I'm having a conversation with Jake back and forth, and people are texting like, "Are you guys okay?" It's like this. It's not like a heat. I'm passionate about something that I'm trying to accomplish technically, and people don't know what we're talking about, and now they're like, "Is everything okay in there?"
I always just need Drew to explain things very precisely for me to understand what it is he's trying to achieve.
And why is that? What is it about the way I describe
it's not
things?
You, it's everyone in general. If my brain is all the time, and if I'm not exactly sure on what you're trying to do, or anything in general, if I'm not exactly sure of what I'm doing or what I'm trying to learn, it just goes away.
Okay, I get it. You just want precision in explanation. You just want to know exactly what it is that I'm talking about.
That way I can simplify it and make it easier.
So simplify it. So what you're saying is I'm not making it simple.
You're making it extremely difficult, I think.
Wow. All right. Nothing like honesty over the air. Wow.
But that's what I'm here for.
Painful. I wasn't ready for that. Man, that hurt. Okay. Anybody else have something hurtful that they'd like to say? 239-479-5592. Why don't you make it your thing if you want to call before the end of the program? We make it about you and your thing, whatever's on your mind. Maybe you have something hurtful you would like to add to Jake's hurtfulness against me as a broadcaster here. Or not. Maybe don't do that. I get enough emails for that already to fill up comments. That's okay. All right, why don't we do this instead? Let's do the top 5 audio clips of the day. It's a 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5. Questions over the probe into the origins of this global pandemic. Plus this.
In many ways, we're starting from scratch on something that's been raging for almost an entire year.
That was President Kamala Harris making false claims about the administration's.
That's an open mic right there. Larry Kudlow, who worked for President Trump, sitting in the background with an open mic as Fox was doing a promo about Kamala Harris, just flat out lying about we had no strategy. They left us with no strategy. We had no vaccines. We had nothing. And Larry Kudlow's in the background like, that is BS. It's BS. And you know, those uncomfortable situations that happen when you have live mics. A good lesson, a valuable lesson for you kids. Don't say things that you don't want to say, especially when there's a microphone in front of you. Hot mic.
Number 4. You won't hear this from Governor DeSantis, but you need to hear it. This pandemic has been painful. While he lashes out at everyone else like he's the victim, we all know who the real victims are. Every Floridian who has lost a loved one, lost a job, lost a way of life. This has been so much harder than it had to be, and we know why. Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
Yeah, nothing to see here. If you're wondering whose voice that is, that's the voice of Nikki Fried. Nikki Fried is your only statewide elected Democrat, the agriculture commissioner here in the state of Florida, basically attacking the governor and saying that he was in a league and aligned with an insurrectionist. That's the agriculture commissioner here in the state of Florida. Please don't tell me that she's not going to be running for governor, and please don't say that there's something really wrong with somebody who's trying to hurt a state that is thriving through a pandemic and trying to make an emotional plea to people to make it sound as if something is bad here in this state, worse than any other place on the planet, because you have political aspirations. Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Number 3.
I know there are idiots on other cable news channels that will say, well, you know, this mom and pop store was vandalized during the summer riots, and that's just as bad as the United States Capitol being vandalized. No, actually, no, jackass, it's not. The Capitol of the United States of America is the center of American democracy. And while I am a fierce believer in people's right to defend their private property, I'm not going to confuse a taco stand with the United States Capitol.
That's a Joe Scarborough yesterday on Morning Joe, who was explaining that there are people in his industry that are concerned about Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and the destruction and the looting and the death that was taking place last summer, businesses being destroyed. And he's saying, no, big difference between a taco stand and the Capitol. I don't know. That sounded, there's a tinge of racism in there, but there's also a tinge of kind of condescension against Americans whose lives were destroyed by Black Lives Matter and Antifa during the summer. And that's all. Listen, that's all it was. All it was a couple of taco stands, maybe a hot dog stand that was kicked over, maybe a lawn chair that fell over. It was no big deal. I don't know why you're making a big deal over what happened last summer. Thanks for nothing, Joe.
Number 2.
It is just a lie that wind turbines, green energy, are the root causes of the problems in Texas right now. It is a lie like Donald Trump won the election, a lie like there was widespread voter fraud, a lie pumped into millions of people's brains as they watch TV.
Yeah, okay, good. So there you go. Chris Hayes, MSNBC, wants to remind everybody that's a right-wing conspiracy. It's Donald Trump's fault. It's I'm sure it's a white supremacy thing in some way, shape, or form. It has to come out. It's got to be racist, homophobic, xenophobic. I don't know. Pick an obic or a phobia. There from Chris Hayes, who's trying to make the case that nothing to see here with the wind turbines that were frozen. No. It was other things that were going on. It had nothing to do with wind. Yes, it does. There is video of the wind turbines frozen. Helicopters trying to unfreeze these wind turbines. They produce energy. This was this push for green energy in the state of Texas, and not understanding and realizing what those consequences for that push could possibly be if there was a weather phenomenon. Oh, wait a minute. If there were more wind turbines, then we would have less fossil fuel, which means we wouldn't have climate change, which means we wouldn't have this happen. Oh, I get it. I see. Oh, my bad.
Number one.
And the biggest thing, though, as you remember, when you and I shouldn't say it that way, as you remember, but when you and I talked last, we talked about it's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office, but a vaccinator.
Okay. Not only did we not have a vaccine, but we didn't have a vaccinator, according to Joe Biden yesterday at the town hall, where it was basically filled with lies. Hey, that's one of them. No pushback from Anderson Cooper and CNN with that big old fat lie. We needed a vaccinator. That's what we needed.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And no vaccines. By the way, what does a vaccinator look like? I mean, is that... Wait, hold on a second. Let me just make sure that's what he said. Hold on.
It's one thing to have the vaccine, which we didn't have when we came into office, but a vaccinator.
A what?
A vaccinator.
A vaccinator. So what does that look like? 239-479-5592. Jake, maybe you can help me. You're big on this. If you were going to have a vaccinator, what kind of suit? Would it be like a Marvel Comics kind of suit? What would a vaccinator look like? Describe to me what a vaccinator looks like. Is it a big, burly person?
I think it's a robot.
It's a robot with, could it just have one eye?
I think it has like humanistic features.
All right, humanistic. So it looks like a person. The vaccinator looks like a person. Okay, we got it. So I'm following you.
A vaccinator.
Okay, so it's got facial features that look like a person. It's a robot.
But it's like a creepy facial. It looks so real that it's creepy.
Right.
And
So
then you can tell it's a robot.
Yeah, like those. What do you call those? Those deep fakes, where you think somebody, the deep fake little apps that you put on your phone, where you make your face look like somebody else's face, and then you creep your son out, and he's like, I don't ever want to have a phone if this is what a phone's going to be like. And then I try to apologize for it, and then he runs in his room and he's scared. I'm not saying that happened to me, but the point is that that's what a vaccinator would be. Creepy, scary, but gets it in your arm. And hey, listen, if you're vaccinated, you're good. But also, Kamala Harris, I love this. Talking to Axios, this is good.
What are you finding is harder about the pandemic? Like, how are you finding the hole is deeper?
I mean, the challenge, Mike, is that, what I explained to the mayors. There was no stockpile, right?
Right. There was nothing. There was no stockpile. We had no vaccines. That's what Joe Biden was saying. We had no vaccines before we took office. There were no vaccines. I had 2 vaccines. I was vaccinated. I had not 1 but 2 shots. As a matter of fact, by January 11th, I think 13.5 million people were vaccinated by the time that Joe Biden was in office on January 20th. And I remember that back in December of 2020, there were people getting shots to begin with. But there were no vaccines. It didn't exist. There was no stockpile. We had nothing out there.
In many ways,
no stockpile
of vaccines, right?
No.
So we're looking at this. There was no national strategy or plan for vaccinations. We were leaving it to the states and local leaders to try and figure it out. And so
I just can't do it. There's no plan. They had no plan. There's no plan in place. You were left with nothing. Like some of the biggest lies. With no pushback. Nothing. No plan. Not at all. Hey, by the way, speaking of words filled with nothingness, can we go back to Nikki Fried, Agriculture Commissioner here in the state of Florida?
This has been so much harder than it had to be, and we know why. Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
Yeah, this is her campaign speech. I guess is her first campaign message of 2022. Nikki Fried, who's trying to make the case that it was Governor DeSantis. It's his fault. It didn't have to be this hard, and it's because he followed the insurrectionists. That's the message. I love the music in the background too. It's so emotional. The emotion is just.
So let me say this to all Floridians.
I don't really care. I don't care. I didn't ask you to say anything. How is the orange crop doing? Can you tell? We got any orange canker? Anything we got to worry about there? Can you let us know how the veggies growing? Help us out with that. I didn't ask you for any of this.
You are loved. We feel your hurt. Florida can and will do better. As the Biden administration puts science first and we turn the corner on this pandemic.
Sorry. Got to put science first. Science, yeah, okay. So there's Nikki Fried's first foray into 2022 politics, blasting the governor, and didn't have to be this way. People died because of Governor DeSantis, and which is really interesting considering that the top Florida Democrat on the state's pandemic response here in the state of Florida, put there by this governor, Democrat Jared Moskowitz, who is retiring, as he's walking out the door, wanted to let everybody know, hey, can you do us a favor, Democrats? This is his words to Politico. Democrats should not be so naive to think that they don't accidentally participate in things like conspiracy theories, as they like to say. For instance, when they forward things around that falsely claim Florida has more deaths than New York when it comes to coronavirus, it's just not supported by the data. And in fact, for all this stuff about how Florida was not being transparent, it's not Florida that's in the national news. It's New York it's in the national news. It was New York that had a cover-up for the last 6 months and had 50% of the nursing home deaths. We would never have gotten away with that for 15 days in Florida, let alone 6 months. On the way out, that Democrat is saying that. But you keep going. You do you there, Nikki Fried. You're doing a great job. She just keeps going. And look, she's running. I told you, 2022 started yesterday, everybody. And the dinging up of the governor by people like Nikki Fried. Because, you know, everybody is on the edge of their chair. They're just looking for a hero, and they feel like she's the answer. So there you go. A little bit of that. 239-479-5592. I see some other folks that are calling there. Jake, you want to grab those calls? Maybe we have enough time. We're getting close to the end of the program, but love to get your thoughts on this. So the only way, apparently, that Joe Biden can do a town hall is by flat out lying about a lot of different things, is what he did yesterday. The Vice President Harris along for the ride as well, helping out with some of the lies. And even Democrat here in the state is like, you shouldn't do it. You just shouldn't do it. All right, I'm looking at this call and I'm trying to see. What is this? I don't know. Let me just check. Miguel is in Cape Coral.
Yeah, hi, Drew.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't even do the thing. Hold on. I'm sorry. Did we do the thing? A chance for you to talk about what's your thing. What's on your mind today? It's the thing.
You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing. You know the thing.
All right, there you go. Miguel in Cape Coral. What's your thing, Miguel?
Hey, Drew. I just wanted to mention how she's doing such a great job handling our concealed weapon licenses. I renewed mine back in November. I'm still waiting for that.
You're still waiting for it.
What's Nikki Fried doing about that?
She's busy. Listen. She's checking the veggies, and she's getting ready to run in 2022. She's a busy gal. She's got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And I know there are people that are making a thing about, I guess her, her boyfriend got arrested or something. They had some kind of video of him trashing a hotel, getting upset at a hotel. I don't know what it was. I don't care about that kind of stuff. All I care about is what she's. I mean, I care about that stuff, but also listen, how she's doing. You're saying she's busy. Miguel, look, she doesn't have time for that. She's busy. We got an election to win in 2022.
Sure. Why would she have time to do her job? That makes sense.
No, we don't want to put her. We don't want to put that. We don't want to do that. All right, Miguel, I appreciate the call. Again, yeah.
Lost a way of life. This has been so much harder than it had to be, and we know why. Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
Yeah.
Blind allegiance to an insurrectionist.
I think that's going to go if she's governor. I have no idea if Democrats are going to support her or not, but I know. 239-479-5590. I see that. I know Alfie's calling right now, but it's a bad time for us because we're getting ready to finish the program. But put him on hold. Let me talk to Alfie real fast before we go. Just hold on. All right, it's Alfie from Oaks Farm, Seed to Table. Alfie Oaks. Hey, Alfie, we only have a couple of minutes. We've got to run. I'd love to have you back on possibly tomorrow. But you want any thoughts on Nikki Fried? Go ahead.
I think she's confused. She doesn't work for the Department of Health. She doesn't work for that, for that agency. All she's concerned about is COVID cases now. She's doing nothing for our Florida farmers. I'm one of the biggest agriculture growing business in the state of Florida, maybe the biggest, and she's doing nothing for us. She's totally funded by George Soros. She is the darling of the communist left to run for governor, and she better hope that we get some Dominion Smartmatic voting machines in here, or she doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell of becoming governor. So,
well, she's not. So she's not doing a whole lot there, Alfie, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm not.
Well,
I know. I mean,
she's busy. She's busy. Listen, Alfie, she's busy getting ready to run. You know, when you're getting ready to run for governor and you got 18 months, you got to hit the ground running right now. And she doesn't have time to worry about farms and all that.
Yeah, we started putting a lot of posts out against her. We got taken down off of every platform, and it just shows the power that she has from the donors like Soros that have a lot of power with the social media companies. But
Alfie,
we're going to make sure. I'm going to make it my mission to make sure that she never becomes governor of the state of Florida. I can tell you that.
All right, my friend. Listen, I got to run. The show's finishing up right now, but maybe we'll catch up tomorrow. You want to join us tomorrow? Got to be a little earlier next time. This is where we end the program.
All good.
All right,
good, brother.
All right, I'll talk to you soon.
See you, man.
All right, there he goes. Alfie Oaks Farm, Seed to Table, and maybe we'll catch up with him tomorrow. 239-479-5592. All right, let's take it out. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along. Let's find out what's going on right now in just a couple of minutes with traffic and weather. We'll get to all of that in just a bit. Glenn Beck is next. Have a great day. Stay break, 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
Come for a month. Turn up 92.5 Fox News in the house, in the car, and on the radio at